podcast, episode 266. And yes, I'm excited. I can't help it. I'm trying not to be, but I can't help it. It's the Fallout episode. I gave the game away. I couldn't help it. Well, it didn't give the game away. I have like 3 or 4 or 5 copies of it. Not the point. The point is I'm going to try and control myself and modulate my voice.
Good luck with that. That's never happened in 265 episodes so far.
Welcome to the show. This is the part where I ask our guests how they were doing and stuff. And guess what? We do have a guest.
But,
we actually have a guest.
But usually you would say, hello, I'm Kiley Wilde, and I'm joined by these people.
You know what? Pete's not wrong. I'm so excited about this episode. I fast-forwarded that part in my brain. So, yeah, because there's a lot going on. And you should come see it, which is over at twitch.tv/rap-reviews, because then you can see what I am wearing? Question mark? But yes.
For the audio listeners, it's a Vault Dweller suit.
Why did you give it away? Peter's supposed to
Spoilers.
Because not everyone watches.
They
I think you forget that sometimes.
I know most of our I could say our viewership are not watchers. That's
no, actually most of our viewership are actually like watchers nowadays.
Yeah, well,
according to the analytics.
I was gonna say, yeah, we got that extra thing. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm Kiley Wilde. I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Yo.
Say hi, Pete. Get that over with. And then I also have a guest, Gawny.
Hello, it's me again.
See,
hello.
Look, you gave him more time rather than hurrying through. Like, come on, hurry up.
I had to be nice. So
He got
yeah.
1 second.
Oh, yeah, because I'm part of the furniture. You're like, get on with it, you bastard.
No. Yeah, it's gotta be nicer to your guests. Mike says, go easy on her, Pete. Kiley is a literal vault dweller. It's true. I am currently in a vault under my house.
Yes. That is true.
Box vault. She's in the box.
Yep. Big box, small box, cardboard box, or however. Big fish, small fish. That's it. But yes, there's a point to this. I'm gonna try to chill the brain out. Yeah. This is why I drink, to slow myself down. Gawny!
Hello.
How has your week been? And what have you been playing? Is it Fallout?
I have been playing some Fallout, actually, to be fair. I did play some Fallout 3, which was on sale on Steam for like really cheap.
Because it's always on sale on Steam for really cheap.
It is, but they did a special sale. We're gonna talk.
I think it was a $5. I think I paid for it, so I can't complain too much for the Game of Year edition as well. So with all DLC, so yeah, no complaints, except that it decides to crash lots on my computer. So I got so way through it, and then it decided to crash lots and lots and lots, and I've just not played it since. So
did you at least get out of the vault?
I got out of the vault. I did lots of stuff in the. What's the Megatown? Megatown, where it is? Megaton.
Yes.
I did lots of stuff on there, and then I got out of Megaton to go explore some other things, and every time I get to a certain area, it just keeps crashing on me. So apparently there's some sort of sound problem in the game, in the PC version, and it keeps causing errors. So, yeah.
Well, that's
classic Bethesda.
Yeah, classic stuff.
Apparently you can't be heard on your side, on your stream. You might want to fix that.
Fixed it.
Yay!
You can hear me now. Hi, chat.
Is that your usual? My music's still playing, therefore I. Yeah.
That's normally my reminder. Turn that music off, but then start speaking. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting called out in the chat. Because it's accurate.
Thank you, Mike.
Kiley hardly leaves her house. Also, Kiley, I'm so lonely. It's true.
Pretty much.
It's true. But yes, what else did you play that isn't Fallout? Is there a game that's not Fallout? I don't know.
I've been playing Sonic Generations for some reason.
Ooh, right. That's a good one.
Continuing on with Sonic.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a chat in our WhatsApp group about Sonic games, and it went a bit
fiery.
It went a bit fiery, and everyone was like, dissing on Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Adventure 2 and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to go play it. So,
yeah, you did. You literally did it to spite me and Adam the other day. We were like,
yeah,
Sonic Adventure 2 sucks.
I played Sonic Adventure 2 on stream on Wednesday just because I love that game. I really do love that game in general. I know it's not perfect, but it's a good one to just play through really quickly kind of thing, you know.
It wasn't just because you wanted to play, it was because you wanted to spite me.
Yes, that as well.
I don't blame you, I would have done the same thing too.
Yeah. So we played that, and then I've been playing Sonic Generations over the weekend, not streaming that one.
Oh, good. That's a good game.
It's a very good game. It's very well put together. It was originally a celebration of 20 years, I think, when it first came out. Now we're nearly close to 35. So where did those years go?
Yeah, Sonic's 35th this year, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh dear.
So not quite sure where that time's just gone, but it's fine. It's a good game. I recommend it if you haven't played it. Try the new one with Shadow Story stuff in it now as well, but I haven't got that yet. I really want to try that just for that bit, but I don't want to pay the whole amount the game I've already owned is the problem, you know.
Exactly my thing as well. And I've played Sonic Generations to death. I don't want to pay full price for something that will probably play once.
Exactly that. I mean, it looked good, and it's very much PS5 sort of swapping into worlds and things, which is quite a thing at the moment. And in terms of their sort of thing, has been able to swap between worlds very quickly. But I just don't know if my PC will run it anyway. So so it's fine. Otherwise, Stardew Valley, I've been streaming that every Thursday for the last few weeks. I'm trying my best to actually finish that game, which is why I'm doing a stream every Thursday. I love Stardew Valley. I've played a lot of it throughout the years with multiplayer, single player, all sorts of different versions, different farms and things. I'm currently doing one where my character is actually Waluigi. And it's on
that's awesome.
And it's on a farm called Wah Farm. So it's you know, it's funny. It's funny. So we enjoy it. It's been good fun in the chat with that. So yeah, not too bad. And then Saturday mornings I've been doing Animal Crossing streams. So because of the new update with that, I wanted to play a bit more of it and experience a bit more of it. So I've got that together, a few people on Saturday mornings. Randomly, people from Australia keep joining, and then we keep playing together on doing like the dream mode on there, where you can basically start a whole new map and just do whatever you want with it, like a sandbox sort of style sort of thing.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's worked very well for new players coming in. So yeah, we'll do a bit more of that in the next few weeks as well. So yeah, it's been good fun. Good games to play so far. So
nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah.
That's my cue to start
There's your cue.
again.
Yes, it is.
What have you been playing, Kiley?
Well, it's not my turn yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to ask Pete, but I am drinking a cocktail that is so good right now. I could just take a nap. So Pete, how about you? How's your week been, and what have you been playing?
Yeah, my week's been mostly all right. I would say yesterday was a bit interesting, let's say, but we won't go into that.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Kylie, we won't go into it.
Okay.
No, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
You suck. You absolutely suck.
I was gonna open. Pete, I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
are.
care.
I know you are.
Yeah, I am.
Go on, crack on.
Guess what, everybody?
I'm an old man.
Yesterday was. I was gonna open the show with this, but I got distracted by Fallout and tequila. Happy birthday, Pete! Yeah, see, people thought I was going to say Valentine's Day. It's not. It's Pete's birthday.
No, it's actually my birthday. Yeah, it was my birthday yesterday.
I didn't know.
No,
Happy birthday, Pete.
I didn't make a big deal about it. I never do. It was just...
He never does, but he should. And I have a giant box that has his name on it that I haven't sent him in about a year.
She said?
About a year. Brilliant.
Yeah, so anyway, that was that. This last week, I actually haven't been playing much, to be honest. But I did play some things just for parity's sakes on the show. This one has been an ongoing game, so I will only say a little bit about it. Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, yes.
I am never speaking about this game ever again because I am now officially done.
Before.
No. So I was, and then for some very, very, very strange reason, I decided I'm going to try and see if I can finish the game. Not anymore, I am not. I am up to the green crystal section, and holy crap, I am never, ever, ever going to go back to that game because it is just annoying ass busy work. I mean, the game wasn't engaging me anyway, even up until that point, and it's just, holy crap, it's not great at all. Like, in fact, for me to say it's not great is actually an understatement. It is piss poor.
Yeah, you were happy last time you played.
It's a very bad game, and I honestly think that whilst Retro were obviously probably the right people to make it because of their legacy with the series, I think the damage was already done by Bandai Namco with their original version. They probably scrambled to try and get a game together, and I think Nintendo had absolutely no confidence in it and just shoved it out in December and went, here you go, here's no publicity, and off you go. It's
disappointing.
It was very disappointing, and that's just the game.
I've not played it yet, but I wanted to, but then I heard yours and Mike's review of it in our chat, and I'm like, maybe I'll give that one a miss for a while. Yeah,
I would say, whilst it's probably not likely it's going to go down in price, if you happen to ever see it like at cut price, maybe like through Vinted or Facebook Marketplace, pick it up there and just give it a try, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not great. So the other two games that I've been playing aren't actually full games. They are demos. And
okay.
Cool.
Some of them one of them I'm more interested about, so I'll go into the one that I'm not as interested about. But unfortunately it was a game that I was mildly interested in until I played the demo. The upcoming release of Capcom's Pragmata.
Oh,
I hate that name though. That's one of those names.
Awful name. Not a great game. I played the demo on Switch too because it was announced during their recent third party directs that the demo was coming out. It's already been on Steam. I think it's on other consoles now as well, but for ease of use, I went, okay, I'm just going to play it on the Switch too because I was curious to see how it's going to run on the Switch 2 itself. Now, it runs fantastically on that console. It's a really well optimized game, even for a demo version. It looks really nice, like stunning 4K graphics. Runs at a really good frame rate as well. Environmentally, it looks cool. I'm sort of creeped out by the young child on your back because she looks very weird. Also, anyone who gets that amiibo needs to be put on a list.
There's an amiibo for
There's
it?
an amiibo for that character. Yeah, it is horrid. It's horrid. Unfortunately, the gameplay doesn't engage me. Like, third-person over-the-shoulder combat, fine. Like, I can get over that.
Hates that though.
No, like, there are some games where it works really well because Resident Evil 4 Remake did it really well, and all the other Resident Evil seem to have done it pretty well. What the element that I don't particularly like is the puzzle aspect of it. So when you go into a specific combat, when you lock on to an enemy, it has like a button combination you have to do to get more damage, and it's sort of like a mini puzzle like before you actually start shooting. It's strange and very slow paced in that respect. It's okay, but I think it just hampers the flow of combat. I think if they went without, if they did it without it, I think it would be absolutely fine. But
is it a bit like Metroid Prime? It has puzzles as the main sort of thing, but it has a little bit of shooting in the background kind of thing.
No. So you are shooting, but basically it's like a 4x4 grid comes up, and then you have to press like the face buttons to sort of like work your way around this grid without going through certain like Xboxes, and then get to like a certain point to like maximize damage, basically.
Okay.
It's in concept, it's interesting, and it's a little bit different take on the third-person shooter, but I just didn't find it engaging enough.
No.
So I think
are you doing that puzzle while moving around at the same time, kind of thing?
Yeah. So you can strafe and move around and still do stuff like that, which is why they put it onto the face buttons, clearly, because all the shooting's done on the triggers. But yeah, it's. Oh, Mike said it's still open up weak points on the enemies. Yeah, It's good.
Oh, right, okay.
But I just didn't find it engaging enough, and I thought it just slowed combat down quite a lot.
I can get that, to be fair.
But that's just me. I didn't find it.
It had a lot of sort of Bioshock sort of feels to it when I first initially saw this sort of game.
I would say so, yeah. It's got a very similar sort of feel to it, but obviously it's out in space more than anything. And there are some environments that are going to be more on Earth, but the demo puts you into like a space station. I think character design actually is quite cool. You're walking around in a spacesuit, but yeah.
I like that.
It's...
You like space.
Yeah. I mean, I think it will gel with some people. It just didn't gel with me. It might be one of those games, if it goes down in price, I might pick it up at some point and play it, but it's not one for me.
Mike says Pete just literally paraphrased me.
Yes, I did. The other demo that I played, and I played this on Steam Deck, unverified obviously because it's a demo version, but it's for a game that's coming up in a couple of weeks and probably one of my most anticipated games of the year so far. It's called Pilgrim EX.
Oh, of course.
Ah.
Of course.
So this is the sequel to Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, made by Tribute Games, who were the original team that worked at Ubisoft at the time when that was made. They've gone on and made a side-scrolling beat-em-up. This one has a little bit of a twist with it, though. The playable roster is a lot larger this time, and you're not going around defeating the 7 evil X's because those evil X's are now part of your party and playable characters. This surprised me. The combat is fluid and great, obviously. It's to be expected. This is actually more of a Metroidvania, which is really strange.
Oh.
So it's actually very much objection-based. You have to go to certain points. The good thing about it is that actually it does tell you where you need to go. So those unfamiliar with how Metroidvanias work, it will give you sort of like a point in the right direction. Obviously the demo is very short. It's 30 minutes long and doesn't really get you to do much in terms of a story. But it gets you to go through like the opening section of the game, like gets you familiar with combat. There's the new thing that they've done with this, very much in vain with what they did with Marvel Cosmic Invasion, is you've got assist characters this time around as well. And it's pretty much side-scrolling beat 'em up. So if that's your sort of game, you're probably going to love it. If you like Metroidvanias, you're probably going to love it. If you like side-scrolling... Yeah, I said side-scrolling beat-em-ups. I don't like Metroidvanias, but I think I might enjoy this one.
Well, that's good to hear.
So...
I like the artwork. It looks pretty cool.
The artwork is cool. One of the cool things, actually, I found about it, because I played with 2 different characters. I did 2 runs on this. I played as Lucas Lee to start with. Now, he's more of like a big hitting, brawling sort of like grappler character. One of his moves is a lariat, like Zangief. Scott Pilgrim literally plays like Ryu and Ken. It's absolutely ridiculous. So one of his moves, so you can jump up and do an aerial move, is actually the Tatsu from Street Fighter. It's utterly ridiculous. So
nice reference.
Yeah, I mean, they're very referential, like comics and games and movies anyway, so it sort of makes sense that he would have a moveset that's identical to the 2 of them. But yeah, I found this really enjoyable. It's out in a couple of weeks, actually. I think it's March 4th or something. Coming to all platforms, so Switch and Xbox, PlayStation, PC. So it's not. I don't think it's that expensive as well. So when it comes out, so yeah, I'll definitely be picking this one up. Unfortunately, it comes out around about the same time that Resident Evil Requiem comes out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm playing that first day.
Me too. I've already ordered it. It's on.
You're alright then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play that and then I can play Scott Pilgrim afterwards, so it's fine. It's all good. Yeah, that's my week. So, Kylie, over to you.
Well, I actually was very ill this week. But
She was sick.
I'm well now. Yes. I was so sick, man. It was crazy. But I was wicked sick. But I'm better. And that's all that really matters, isn't it? Because it was the sickness we made along the way. But I still played games because, of course, I did. which
Of course.
I played.
I do have a question because I'm
Yes?
interested about this one. I keep seeing it come up. Microsoft Jigsaw? Why does that keep showing up on your Discord?
I think
Is that like the
it's
solitaire
not-
games and stuff?
It's a solitaire game. It's not the Jigsaw one. So I play a lot of solitaire when I'm working. That's how
Okay.
you know.
I'm
know it's
working
not when
by
I'm
playing
working.
solitaire.
Yes.
I don't
If you
argue
ever
with
see
that.
my
Solitaire's
solitaire
great.
come up. Well, Microsoft Jigsaw. I don't know why it's. I do like the Jigsaw puzzles, but I don't play those on here. I play them on the iPad. That's
Oh, maybe it's that then.
important.
Maybe it's that.
It could be that. But yeah, I'm usually working, and that's how I work. And it says, yeah, what is that game? Oh, that's funny. I didn't know it came up as Jigsaw. Yeah, it's solitaire.
Yeah, it comes up as
because-
Microsoft Jigsaw.
Because I do everything on my own. But in addition to that, I played Abiotic Factory and Vampire Survivors. Why would you even ask? Because of course I did.
Yay, Vampire Survivors! I know that one. Yay!
Yes. And I completed all of the unlocks for the original content, which meant that I've now moved on to the first 2 free DLCs.
Mhm.
One of them's not unlocking. There's a known error for some reason. It's just not working, and I'm figuring it out, I'm sure. But I've unlocked the Emerald whatever. Then once I'm done with that and unlocking all of those things, then I go to the paid DLC.
Ooh.
Yeah, the real deal. I love it. It's great. When I have to wait like an hour for something, I just play Vampire Survivors. It's like a time
That
machine.
and Megabonk have been a bit of ones at the moment as well. To be fair,
I need to play Megabonk.
I'd recommend it if you like Vampire Survivors.
what-
It's very good. Yeah.
People keep saying, so I'm like, yeah, I need to do that. And then of course Abiotic Factor, as I said. Was there anything else? It seems like I did play something else. Did I play? Oh, I did play Benzie and the Ink Machine on last Monday, which I'm continuing that. Still a great game. Has a lot of errors or whatever though happening, but that's probably my PC. I won't.
It looks great, that game. I was in your stream for a little bit of that, and it looks amazing, that game.
It does. It really does. It really holds up. I enjoy it. I like it. I'll continue that. So, make sure that's everything. Yes, mostly Abiotic Factory Vampire Survivor, which is like 24/7 and solitaire. But it seems like I did download a new iPad game. Yeah, it's crazy the stuff that's available in the iOS store. Let me just say that. Like, Subnautica is available to play on the iPad. WTF, yo, what? I love Subnautica. I'm thinking about doing it. I might do it, and then we'll just see what happens.
And you can get a controller to work with it as well, if you want
Yes. Yeah, because, like, I do like the touch controls with Vampire Survivor, but most everything else, like the GTA 3 and all that kind of stuff, the touch controls are bad. No, you need a controller.
Why would you expect anything less?
Yeah, well, you know. I don't forget, I played the Luna on stupid Amazon with the Luna controller, which is the worst thing.
You are
played-
a mad person.
I played Batman Arkham Origins. I attempted to play Batman Arkham Origins. Oranges.
Oranges.
Batman Arkham Origins.
They're the best oranges. And it was terrible. The Luna controller is a joke, and Luna is a joke. And I said it, Jeff Bezos. But you know what's not a joke that Jeff
Take that,
Bezos
Jeff.
has done? Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Jeff.
But having said that, my name is Jeff. He did a wonderful thing.
Got me.
Did
me.
a wonderful thing. Him and Todd Howard. And I can't believe I said those 2 names in one sentence. And also,
That would have been a great segue if you would have just carried on.
I am.
No.
I'm carrying on right now.
No, I meant if you would have just handed it over.
I'm about to hand it over, but I had to say one thing.
God damn it.
Or I can save it for when it's my turn.
Oh, we could, yeah, we could.
Okay, I'll save that. So let's erase that. Rewind. Isn't it this great thing that Jeff Bezos and Todd Howard did? Pete, take it away.
Thank you, Kylie. That was a great segue.
I have 5 of them.
I'm
No,
I'm not
Any
editing that.
segues.
I'm keeping it in. That's great.
So good.
Yeah.
Hello, Denka.
Anyway, yeah. So Kylie's given the game away slightly by dressing like a Vault Dweller and talking about Fallout all the time because what a surprise! It's Fallout.
I wear
Season 2.
this all the time, Pete.
Okay then. Okie dokie.
I wear this vault suit all the time.
Forever.
Forever.
And never. Anyway, yeah. So we've teased this enough over the last few weeks. Like, it's been, Fallout Season 2 has been out since the end of last year, I guess, but it's been playing weekly. So the final episode happened last week, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway, there was 8 episodes. I told Kylie I wasn't going to watch it until it was done. And then I binged the living hell out of it. So we're going to sit here and talk about it. I accosted Gawny into doing this because he started talking about it on his stream.
It'll be me talking for 2 hours about Fallout.
Yes.
That's fine. We can jump in between,
That's what she said.
We shall. So the way that we're going to do this is obviously I'm going to channel the inner Neverwatchers here. And we're going to go over the cast list. We're going to talk about, we're going to speak about...
Shout out to Pylord. All right,
Hello.
Pylord. Thank you for being here.
Cheers.
See you tomorrow.
Good bike. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the cast list, directors, all that sort of thing. Then we'll discuss non-spoilery thoughts. And then we're going to delve into each particular episode. Some key scenes, some key themes, some things we liked, maybe some stuff we didn't like. And then we'll wrap it up by giving a big old rating at the end of it and see how our anticipation levels are for Season 3 that's already been confirmed. So,
several seasons have been confirmed.
I know, but let's go over it.
I can't help it.
Anyway, so Ella Purnell is back as Lucy McLean, Aaron Motten as Maximus, Walton Goggins as the Ghoul, Moses Arias as Norm McLean, Francis Turner as Barb Howard, Kyle McLaughlin as the Overseer, Dave Register as Chet, and Johnny Pemberton as Thaddeus. Leslie Ungums as Betty Pearson, and Annabelle O'Hagan as Stephanie Harper. There are a few other players in here, obviously, but I'm not going to go over those because most of the credits on IMDb are for less than 9 episodes, so they're not big players, let's say, in this second season. So we had 8 episodes, like I said, so I'm going to throw this over to you two. I'm going to start with the guests first. Gawny, non-spoilery, please. What did you think of the second season?
I loved it from start to finish, if I'm honest. With Fallout, other than going to Vegas, it was very much used lots of stuff from the game into this series. I love the factions and everything from New Vegas in there, and the fact that they showed off a couple of them so far.
Yep.
In this series has been quite significant. There was one that was missing, which I've not seen anything of, which is the guys who dress up like Elvis, which I would love to have seen, but who knows?
They were in there for this long.
Very, very briefly.
Cameo. Yep. That long.
Yeah, very, very weird cameo.
Yes, it was very brief.
Overall, the whole story of them with Lucy and the Ghoul sort of traveling to Vegas, and the way she sort of changed from a goody two shoes to wants to kill everything is very weird as well. And it's definitely got a bit of character development on that side, a lot more than the first series I found. I think on this series. But yeah, it's good overall. As best I can sort of do it without trying to spoil it at the moment. It's quite difficult.
Sure.
There's a significant guest appearance that will be appearing further on in the next series, apparently as well. But spoilers.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that for sure.
Yeah, because it was a surprise and confusing. Although I'll
It was
go
a
into why
shock.
it's confusing.
Okay.
That was good, Gawny. That was good. That was very good.
Yes.
That was a visual gag for our listeners
Well
at
done.
home.
Yes. For audio podcast. Sorry guys.
It's cool. Right. Kylie?
Well, it was just amazing. But I have to say that yes, I don't remember if we did even talk about Fallout Season 1. I'm sure we did.
We definitely did.
It's just a blur. My life is a blur.
I mean, it was nearly 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. This Season 2 takes place in my favorite Fallout game setting. Whatever. New Vegas is like... I love Fallout, but New Vegas is like in my top 3 games. So there was a lot of fan service, which I'm very interested to hear, like Pete's point of view and some of Gawny's as well. Like how it came across to like Pete not really knowing the little tiny like nuances, Easter eggs, those type of things, you know. Because for me it was nearly perfect. Season 1 had some issues that I wasn't like particularly fond of, but I still enjoyed it. Like I loved it. No, I loved it. Season 2 is awesome. But I do have some questions later that we will talk about that are spoilery. Love the direction they are going with. I was thinking earlier today when I was prepping for this, I want to believe that the creators behind this learned from the mistakes that Game of Thrones made, which was bad pacing. Just bad pacing. Because they were tired of it and they wanted to get over it. This Season 2 is paced so much better than Season 1. It's like an actual story unfolding. Now, I did not binge it, so it'll be interesting to get, again, Pete's point of view. Like, is the pacing there for when you binge, you know, that type of thing. But I am just over the moon. If you're a Fallout fan, if you're a New Vegas fan, you're gonna be happy. You're gonna
Absolutely. Yeah.
I teared up. We'll talk about this later. I teared up at a certain scene. I don't tear up over nothing, and that got me. I was like, oh, you got me, New Vegas. You got me. So yeah, I'm just crazy about it. Pete, what about you?
You've touched on something here that I wasn't I've not played Fallout, especially not New Vegas. I've played 3, obviously. I've seen a little bit of 4 from when Kylie's played it, streamed it. She doesn't play it like everyone else does because modded to hell.
Really.
So it's not even Fallout 4 anymore.
No, not at all.
I'm with you.
So my familiarity, I said this when we did Fallout Season 1, is not there. So I went into this completely as I'm just a recurring viewer of something, of a TV show that people are continuing to watch. Mm-hmm. I absolutely hated this. I thought this was an absolute slog. This was.
I wondered if you would think that.
The problem that I have with this, without going into too many spoilers, is that it just feels to me like it is. Remember this? It's literally the meme of South Park's. Remember? Do you remember?
Remember berries?
Yeah, exactly. It just, for me, it's like when you watch this, for me as a plot, the pacing was off all the way. Like, there's barely any character development in terms of each person. Maximus as a character has not advanced anywhere at all, and he was a character I absolutely hated anyway.
I agree with you there.
I want to talk about Maximus. I want to talk about Maximus.
The Ghoul is still, without a doubt, the best thing about the show. Walton Goggins is pulling off one hell of a performance. But he feels so nerfed in this series by comparison to season 1.
Really? I thought the opposite, but we'll discuss that.
But I binged this, but there were so many points of this show where I was like, I don't know if I can carry on. This is so boring.
But do you think though binging was the way to go, or do you think it would have been better had it been weekly for you?
If I would have watched this weekly, I would have given up after the second week and would never gone back. Actually,
wow!
I found this such a slog, so I'm glad that I waited to binge it because I think it was the only way. Had it not been for this show, I wouldn't have carried on at all. So my
it's an
want for
interesting
season
point,
3 is next to 0 at this point.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's an interesting point where you're saying you haven't played the games as much kind of things, so you wouldn't know the universe as much as well, especially as you haven't played Vegas. So I can understand that. 100%.
I know things. I know enough stuff to get me through a Fallout discussion. Like, obviously, I know some of the enemy types through osmosis. You know, people talking about it and experiencing certain parts of 3. But that's from my standpoint. I went into this solely as like, am I going to watch this as a piece of TV? And I think this suffers from the same problem the Westworld Season 2 suffered from, is Jonathan Nolan cannot produce anything good.
I have to agree that Season 2 of Westworld...
Yeah, it took a real downhill slant, and I think this did too. Really bad.
Is that interesting, though? How we're like complete opposites?
I knew this was going to be the case. I knew that, you know, as Fallout fans, you were going to love it more than I did.
Oh, having played both Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, and even some of the tactics and 1 and 2, I've played a little bit of those as well. But I think you are right, the fact it's very much a fan servicey sort of thing. But at the same time, but at the same time, I think the way they've done it to sort of show it off that it is Fallout still in a TV series is very well done. The things like the power armor being so exact and things like that is very...
I mean, yes and no, but we'll get into that when it comes to the certain episode.
Well, I do want to... once we get to talk about stuff.
I mean, so... Anyway, so, with that said, for those who have not watched the show, we are going to delve very much into the spoilers section, so you have been warned. If you have not seen it, if you've not seen it, spoilers ahoy, spoilers ahead. You have been warned. Please leave, watch the show, come back, listen to us. Please come back and listen to us.
And then let us know. Let us know on
subscribe.
Spotify or subscribe. Link subscribe.
Link like.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Subscribble.
I'm now gonna say subscribble ever. Yeah.
But let us know whether you're on YouTube, Spotify, even Twitch. I don't know what you thought, because I'm very curious. I really am curious because I'm a Fallout fan, so I'm just like enamored. But anyway.
Cyan says, welcome. That's from Gawny's chat. I've seen.
Hello, Cyan.
Says, not going to watch it, so I'll stay.
Okay. That's pretty good, actually.
Fair enough.
Amazing.
But, so where do we want to get started? Because I'm so hyped.
Let's start at episode 1, shall we?
Okay.
I guess. You're gonna have to help me out. You're gonna have to help me out here because I don't remember.
Well, let me bring up the list.
No, I'm gonna go into IMDb. Don't worry. I'll read the plot synopsis from IMDb. Which is a bit awkward because the plot synopsis from IMDb is only for the first episode, not the rest of the 8. Which is a bit weird. I'll tell you about that in a second.
Wiki's got some. So.
Okay, excellent. Episode 1, The Innovator. Lucy and the Ghoul pursue Lucy's father, but must first free the Ghoul from the captors. Flashback to reveal events before the nuclear war that destroyed Earth, featuring Robert House, America's richest man, and his innovations. So obviously, Robert House, probably one of the more recognised villain characters throughout the Fallout universe. I knew this much.
Well, it depends on what path you take in Vegas, if he's a villain or not. Choices matter.
I think very much in this respect, like from the show's standpoint, they went with he is absolutely a villain.
Yeah, I never side with House.
No surprises
we'll talk
there.
about which one I take every time, but
it's still very loosely not sure.
Yeah,
kind of
that's
thing,
very true. I think they handled that
a route either way, kind of thing. Still with what's going to happen with him, but it's it's.
See what Bethesda has done, in not just in the Fallout games, but also in the Skyrim world, or Elder Scrolls world, is they've not made everything black or white, which is really cool. They've made a lot of gray areas. Like in Skyrim, Ulfric Stormcloak isn't all good or all bad, if
Yeah.
depending on how you see him. Like, I would see him more good, whereas he's not. He's done some bad things. So they did the same thing in Fallout 3 in New Vegas, which is nobody's all good, nobody's all bad. You just have to pick the faction, you want to align with, which I will tell what my faction always is in a little bit. But I think that comes through on the show as well. You see that, right now they've got the Legion pretty set to be all bad. But I think they're going to probably spin that on us because, again, Todd Howard's doing it. So we're probably going to get some sob stories and stuff like that from the Legion to give us empathy or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, morally ambiguous. That's it, Mike.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But
right. So obviously, let's go into it a little bit.
I don't want to take over, so y'all have to.
No, Lucy and the Ghoul are obviously traveling through the wasteland again. Trying to, from the end of season 1, obviously trying to track down her father,
her dad,
who's obviously made his way across to New Vegas. In the vaults that she's originally from, Overseer Steph has struggled with leadership, whilst in Vault 33, Overseer Betty supervises repairs to the water chip.
Which is a throwback.
Can I
to
just jump
Fallout
in?
1.
Yeah, because
yeah.
that's a throwback to every vault, actually, to be honest, because that's a common problem in all the vaults in the game, that the water chips go and they basically, most people die or start fighting because of the water chips shortages. So it's interesting they added it in there as well. So
Yes.
In Vault 31, Norm, who is Lucy's brother, if I remember rightly, is without food or water and awakens the cryogenically preserved Vault Tech executives. So these are the executives that have cryogenically been frozen and cloned to then become the overseers of the 3 different vaults. There's
the little brain robot dude kind of thing as well.
Yeah,
a nice
which
little
is
reference.
really good.
I actually found that the more engaging part of the actual, the episode itself is that struggle that he has trying to survive against this maniacal brain.
Pete, notice, now this is what I picked up. So, I think names are very important. Notice that his name is Norm.
Normal
man. He has
man.
no special, he's normal. He has no special powers. It's
average
man
Joe.
He's man against his environment versus environment, which is just one of the storytelling things that you use in life. So I think that's interesting.
I would say that his arc is a little bit different to Lucy's in this entire season.
Very.
I wouldn't say it's the most enjoyable, but I'd say I enjoyed that a lot more than Lucy's.
I think it's very interesting. Here's what I think. I'll just go ahead and lay out some cards on the table.
Go for it.
I mean, it's New Vegas after all. But I think that when they started the first season, I think they really thought Lucy was going to be the star. Maximus was going to be the breakout character. And the Ghoul was just cool. The Ghoul was cool. They knew he was going to be cool. They did not know.
That's an episode title, but I can't because we've already got it.
You could do like a colon. The Ghoul is cool.
No, I'm not doing that. It's too long.
That's what she would never say that. The point is, I think that they were shocked by. And then they tried to force Lucy and Maximus to be a thing, and there was zero chemistry there.
Oh, we can talk about that in episode 8. Definitely.
Yeah, well, that's come back, and but I think that that's what this whole season 2 is about, is kind of correcting the paths of Lucy's not the star. She's very cool. I think the actress is beautiful, and I think she's very cool.
Ella Cornell.
Yeah.
She's cool. I think she is a good actress. I've seen her in some other shows, and actually, she is a very good actress.
That's what I've heard. I don't think I've seen her, or I've never paid attention.
I'd watch a show called Sweet Pea. It's actually quite good.
Oh, right, okay.
She's a bit of a murderer.
Oh, I like that. Well, it depends on the show. But no, I think she handles the character that they've given her. I think she's really done well with the role. I'm just gonna go ahead and say my negative that starts in episode 1, that started in season 1, but starts in episode 1 of season 2 and carries through. It's Maximus. He's the worst.
Hang on, it doesn't, because Maximus isn't even featured in this first episode until next episode.
Episode 2. Well, spoilers for when we talk
we'll
about
get to that in a
episode 2.
moment anyway.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about that. But I'm intrigued. Okay, I'll tell you what I don't like. I hate the AI or whatever they're doing to Kyle MacLachlan, however you say his name.
Oh, God,
to de-age him.
Is this in the flashback sections?
Yes, it's so weird.
So horrible. Hello,
I mean, he's been an actor for that long, so you can actually go back and see him when he was that age, and he doesn't look like that. And
all you have to do is watch Desperate Housewives from the early 2000s.
Well, even that, yeah. But I mean, even
he's been in lots of stuff.
I know he has.
Yeah, he was in Twin Peaks and everything, and it's like, it's uncanny.
Oh, stop telling me about shows I'd rather watch than this.
It is a good show. Twin Peaks is very good. But
even Desperate Housewives, god damn it.
Oh yeah, I mean the first 2 seasons of Desperate Housewives is good. Then
I'd say the third season is actually quite alright as well. But you know,
never watched any of them.
My mom watched it, so
my mum did as well, and I sort of got into it by osmosis.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say.
Well, it's actually true.
But that first episode really got me. Anyway, that's not the point. We're not talking about Desperate Housewives. We're talking about Fallout.
Well, we are now. I'm caught in this.
But no, for real, I don't like the. I'm assuming it's AI. I don't know. What I will say is that the CGI in this series is way better than like the Marvel movies. Even like it's.
I mean, that's
Jeff
not
Bezos
hard
put his
though.
Money into it. It's not. But you have to admit, Jeff Bezos did sink some money into CGI.
I would say it's definitely noticeable that a lot of the sets are actual sets rather than like just green screen.
But
obviously, like the wasteland itself, there'll be some degree of green screen.
Especially for like the shots where they're shooting the weapons and it's in slow-mo sort of bullets, like Fallout does in the games kind of thing. The way they did that, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to admit that I like the CGI, I like the storytelling, and I think the acting, except for Maximus, again, we'll talk about that in episode 2. I think the acting's good because one thing you have to know about the Fallout universe is it's goofy. Goofy AF. It is not a serious... Like, they can break your heart in 1 second, which is why I love it, and then in the next second, you're laughing your butt off because it's so dumb. It's so stupid, and I love it so much. Like, there's a vault where everyone was named Gary, and they all just go insane, and you find them, and all they can say is Gary. So I'm just saying, it's so ridiculous. I love it. And they transfer that to the show very well. And I think that's why they got Blind Al from Deadpool to be Betty, because there's like it merges quite well, that universe. I mean, I'm like, that's a very Deadpool.
I'll be honest.
It's that feel.
Be honest, I didn't get that goofiness at all from this season at all.
Really?
I didn't get any of it. Right.
Oh, I got.
I don't know.
Most of what I got was just this is supposed to be played quite seriously at times.
Oh, I didn't get that at all. In fact, I was like, oh, I think this is going to be too stupid. For most people, that they won't realize that this is intentional.
No, I got that from the first season. I think that was definitely more so the first.
Oh yeah, that one vault with the mutants was so good.
Yeah, there are like we'll go into it more in a later episode, obviously. But there is one particular character they're setting up that I actually think is the goofiest of them all. And that's the one that I think is that it really shows it. But everything else I think is supposed to be played quite straight line, serious actually.
Oh, see, I just now there's another thing that crossed my mind, Pete, and you guys tell me if this is affecting it at all. There is a very big difference between American humor and British humor. A very big difference. I prefer British humor. I do. But American goofiness has a sardonic twist to it. And I do wonder if maybe it's not being translated well enough. because it to me has been like a nonstop riot, except for the very brief moments where it's intentionally meant to be heartstring, tugging at your heartstrings and stuff.
Anything going back pre-war is supposed to be really, really serious, but I think everything else in the wasteland is normally pretty
all
ridiculous,
of that is it's slapstick, it's dumb.
Yeah, I mean ridiculous, so yes, stupid. But I'm not sure I get that real what you call goofiness from it though.
Yeah, that might theoretically could be the humor's not translating as well.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I've watched more than enough stupid American comedies. Like it's just not something I get from this show.
To me, it's very interesting.
I watch Scrubs. Everyone watches Scrubs. That's very goofy.
Well, see, I kind of think
that's funny.
I kind of think there's some similar moments. Now I haven't watched Scrubs in years, but that just slapstick kind of in your face. That because Americans are very obvious. We're not subtle. Oh my gosh.
Really? She says wearing a bloody color suit.
Yeah. There's nothing subtle about Americans at all. We don't do subtle. Which is probably why I prefer British humor. I prefer British humor, but I get American humor, and that could be something, or it could just be a different, strokes for different folks. That's what she said. Because anytime we're not in the past, well, with few exceptions, which we'll touch on as we get into different episodes, anything that's not in the past, to me, just has slapstick. It's funny, and I giggle. But then there's also the fact that I know that that's supposed to be funny because I've played New Vegas with the Wild Wasteland perk turned on.
Yeah.
Or Weird Wasteland, and then I think it's Weird Wasteland, which means I know that it can get completely absurdist, and things.
The perks and stuff can be very weird and that sort of side. I think. Yeah. I always like the mysterious stranger. So he's had a chance to random guy to turn up and shoot for you, kind of thing.
That's what I've been waiting for. I thought we could talk about it now. We can talk about it at the end of the summation. But there are two things that I thought really would have showed up, and Gawny's touched on one, which is Mysterious Stranger, which is very well-known lore that follows all of the Fallouts, and it is a perk. But there's lore behind him.
Yeah.
And it is literally a mysterious stranger. He shows up in a trench coat and a hat, depending on if he's in New Vegas or whatever. I think in New Vegas they
might hide him in the background or something. Maybe it's like I don't know. But
and he only shows up when you're in combat, and he shoots the other person. He's very high powered. And he just shows up.
It's like a critical hit guarantee kind of thing, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And you can find things in 3, 4, and New Vegas, probably some other things, that are part of the lore of Mysterious Stranger and stuff. So I thought that would be a bigger part. No. Instead, they had chicken effort.
I think there was some references to some of the comic books you used to get your skills up. There was
a reference to their comic books, which made me very excited.
Which is good. But again, Pete won't understand that because he hasn't played the game as much to that detail. So it's only us who know the games who are actually going to understand that. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. Sometimes I don't know. But
I don't know, because there's some throwaway lines that sound like if you didn't know they were House at the end talks about how I've had people come in and poison me and my corpse, hit my corpse with the crowbar, or shoot my corpse. Those are all 3 achievements you can get.
Yeah.
In New Vegas, if I remember, or endings, I can't remember, but those are 3.
The 3 different endings. Yeah.
And it's like if you didn't know that, you would just think that was regular dialogue. So I do wonder how much of that is lost on non-players.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely was lost on me.
I was going to say, it could explain
shooting from the dinosaur was definitely a significant reference as well.
I'm so excited about that. I loved it. Now, what I did miss in episode 1, which I cannot believe they did not do. My favorite companions in New Vegas, every time I play it, because I play it like twice a year, and I try to play a different
You don't.
faction, and I never do. So my two favorite companions are the ghoul, which is, you can tell,
he pretty much looks like the ghoul in the series,
I think
in the
they've
game.
taken some traits.
Yeah,
for
literally
sure.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, the ghoul and Eddie, EDE, which is the little iBot that you see at the end. Yeah. But here's the thing: the ghoul is played by Danny Trejo. Why they didn't get Danny Trejo to play a freaking cameo? I'm just like, that's just lost on me. That's absolutely lost on me, because he would do it. He loves that series, and people love him for it. And he's a great ghoul. He is an amazing ghoul. But
I always go with dog meat myself, but So.
Yeah. But seeing the dinosaur, I literally squealed,
So the dinosaur is a reference in one of the cities where you actually have to defend Novak, where you have to actually defend from the dinosaur. It's like using a sniper rifle kind of thing.
I was gonna say, and one of the companions, the one that I never pick, which is the real serious soldier guy, the sniper guy, he has a nest up there. And, you have a whole mission with him and blah, blah, blah. So seeing Lucy shoot, well, she didn't shoot. She talked, which is funny because she's trying to be passive, which there are a lot of pacifist playthroughs on YouTube.
And this is interesting how quickly she changes from what she does and what, like...
I mean, we definitely can get into that reason a bit later on, but...
But I did think that she has to be a nod to all of those pacifist playthroughs.
Probably.
I couldn't do it.
Probably is, but the problem is that I have with this coming from someone who's only watched the first season is that actually they were setting up something that could be relatively interesting for her character, and they've sort of 180'd it and gone, no, she's gone back to being this happy-go-lucky book dweller and all that, and it's like... Really? Like, how? After all the crap that you have seen so far in that first season, how have you gone back to this? And actually, the ghoul was bloody right. Like, the whole time. It's like, why are you still like this? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think her character does
changed.
Yeah, it does change by the end of the series.
She says
what she's at the start,
but she had changed already in the back half of the last season. So they sort of like they retconned her to make sure that she was in that spot for the beginning of season 2, so they could write her into this spot in the middle of season 2, where, spoiler alert, she becomes a drug addict.
Which is interesting. That's also a throwback to the game. Like,
I know it is, but it just felt like, right, we've got to crowbar this in. So how do we do it? Let's basically nerf her back to how she was in season 1.
I can see where you're saying she did kind of slip backwards, but then she becomes an actual killer, and I thought it was very interesting that as she becomes more
unhinged,
the ghoul, Coop, but he's called the Ghoul.
Yeah, and we'll call him Coop for certain parts, because obviously,
he starts to actually mellow out. And there's something that has really stuck with me that I have not let go of, and I'm wondering how this is going to fare in season 3. Coop in Before the War has a California accent.
He doesn't have that now.
He has a southern, or an attempt, a cowboy accent.
He has a southern drawl.
And I think it's because I've rewatched it and everything, he has purposely forgotten who he was before the war, because he says, I'm not that man anymore.
That's true.
That's not who I am. And I think he adopted the accent to just kind of say, I'm not that man.
Did you notice?
There's like a psychological reason there, maybe, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Did you notice did you notice it sort of later in the season though, that actually he starts to revert that back?
Yes, well that's what.
Well, I think that. From that aspect, yes, it's quite clever how they've done that.
When he talks to the robot, it goes very different accent.
Yeah, especially the last episode for sure. It's almost like he is reverting back to how he was pre-war.
Well, that's the thing. I'm wondering, as he goes on this journey now to meet up with maybe his family. We don't know. Is he gonna just drop the accent?
Possibly.
He's not a cowboy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just an interesting kind of.
No, his attire is that way, but that's probably formed through 200 plus years of being in the wasteland.
Yeah. But I think I have to refer to my.
But it's almost like when the bomb went off and he became a ghoul. He lost his humanity after everything that had happened, and then he's now starting to regain it with the hope that he's going to get his family back.
We still don't know. We still, because if you remember in episode 1 of season 1, he's quote divorced and paying alimony to his wife, his ex-wife, and he has shared custody of the daughter.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how the heck that plays out into this narrative, and then how did he become a ghoul? Because it's not immediate.
No, it's not, but let's get into that a little bit more so, because I want to talk about Coop's sort of side of things, like obviously pre-war. We'll discuss that in later episodes, because we've gone on some major tangent here, because basically the main thing that they're setting up throughout all of this is Mr. House is testing a new technology, pre-war. We see it in the first episode with Vault 24 when Lucy and the ghoul go down and see this.
Yes.
That we'll call it the chip, where it's altering the brain chemistry of people to be able to control them.
Can we just 1 second, because that's the plot of Vegas in the games. Is you start off with a chip, literally like a poker chip kind of thing.
It's a poker chip, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the main chip for controlling the whole of Vegas and all their defense mechanism and everything, basically. Okay. So that links to the end bit. But that's that chip. Yeah.
Right.
Two things, because it does dial back to the first episode and the last episode are connected. So 2 things I want to say. I found it very interesting. In the beginning of New Vegas, which sadly Matt, what's his name? Not Matt. What's his name? The guy from Friends that passed away.
Matthew Perry.
Perry, yeah.
Is it Matthew Perry? He was Benny.
Benny. Yeah.
And he begged for that role in the game. And they gave it to him. So sad. I think he would have absolutely 100% been in this. But he says the line in the very, very beginning of the game, because he shoots you in the head. That's how the game starts. That's not a spoiler. That's literally the game. He says the game was rigged from the start. In the last episode, House says
the game
was rigged. I rigged this. I rigged the phones. I was like, the game is rigged from the start. Anyway, so I thought that was very
House always wins.
And House always wins.
It's all it makes sense, because obviously they're in Vegas. He's House, it's a clever
one
pun.
Of the main,
not really.
Well, one of the main quests is called The House Always Wins, because you can choose his faction. Again, we'll talk about what faction I picked, because it didn't show up except for 2 seconds
there was a faction in the first episode, actually, I forgot to mention, Great Khans. So actually, those guys, they were shooting.
Yes, they were! I thought they would do so much more with them. And then they cut to the Legion, and I was like, why? The Great Khans are really good. But I think I said it on... here on the podcast, I know I said it on my stream, which is every time they showed the chip that Hank McClane was holding, the sound would play, and it just kept making me go, "What? I know that sound. It's an Xbox sound. What is that sound? Is that the Xbox startup sound?" And I watched it with another person, and she was like, I'm just not hearing what you hear," and I kept hearing it. And finally, I was like, that's the achievement sound. That's the Xbox achievement sound. Every time they show that chip. So I went and looked it up. I was like, am I insane? Because I am insane. But, am I the only person hearing this? Am I special? But no, it turns out it was the Xbox Rare achievement. And it plays so subtly.
I'll have to re-listen to that.
Yeah, you watch every time. And I kid you not, the person I was watching it with the first time, she never heard it until I was like, listen.
I didn't hear it, to be honest, until you mentioned it. So that's interesting.
Yeah, every time. And it goes, ding. And I was like, ah! So there's a lot of Easter eggs there that you might not catch. And it's worth a rewatch. That's what I'm saying. Anyway,
right.
so
moving on.
are we doing it? Are we doing it like overall?
Well, I just want to read.
rating?
I want to read the synopsis basically and move on. I want to give the overall rating for the season rather than like each episode.
Okay.
So episode 2, The Golden Rule, 2283, Caravan Trader is implemented with a chip under Hank's control.
Yes!
Smuggles a nuclear bomb into Shady Sands, destroying the city with a young Maximus surviving. 2296, Lucy and the reluctant ghoul go to the aid of a wounded woman from a rad scorpion attack. The ghoul is wounded, but Lucy decides to help the woman over the ghoul because of his cruelty. The woman later leads Lucy to be captured by the Legion. The reawoken Vault Tech executives are led by Norm into escaping Vault 31, under the guise of it being a test from Bud Askins escaping to the surface. Hank continues his implanted chip test, first on mice, then a reawoken Vault Tech customer, exploding their heads. Maximus and his chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel resettle in Area 51 as the new base. Elder Quintus convinces the elders of the other local chapters to stage a civil war against the stronger Commonwealth chapter with the help of a seized cold fusion technology, but an envoy of the Commonwealth chapter, Xander Harkness, arrives unannounced. So that's how the episode ends with that. So I would say for me this is it's a lot of setup, and I think for me this is where a lot of it is part of the problem, because they do a lot of setup in this season and not a lot of real payoffs. They wait until episode 8 to start paying some of them off, and I think a lot of this just feels like busy work. A lot of stuff with Hank feels like busy work for a lot of the time.
I actually will agree with you.
We get into we'll get into it with
that.
like episode, I think it's 6 or 7, where Lucy's in the vault, and that I think that just grinds the whole thing down in terms of the pacing of the episode to a real halt. I think Hank's sections are probably some of the worst in the season.
Yes.
I don't find his story engaging at all.
Him and Maximus.
Oh God, I'm discounting Maximus because
are we ready to talk about Maximus?
Apart from one section in this entire season,
and I wonder if we agree which section
frickin' sucks.
I've never liked him. I didn't like him in season 1.
Nope, neither did I.
Which is weird, because I actually don't hate the Brotherhood of Steel. They are another gray area faction, like we were talking about before. Sometimes they're good.
This tries to explain the different factions of the Brotherhood of Steel, and in fact they're different areas, and they don't necessarily talk to each other very well, kind of thing. But
no, that stuff I really quite liked. I liked the fact that there was a bit of a siege mentality between all the particular factions, because when you have a civil like a society in the world that through communication methods, they're going to be able to communicate quite easily. When you're in a wasteland with hardly any ways to communicate with each other, then you're ultimately going to have some sort of division between each faction. Yeah, I quite like that aspect of it.
I think it's realistic. Yes, I do.
There wasn't.
I also think
that wasn't my issues with this. I just found most of the Brotherhood of Steel quite unlikable. Well, apart from Xander Harkness, and they killed him quite early.
I didn't like him from the get-go, but it's because he's dressed so much like the Brotherhood of Steel leader in the Capital Wasteland. I've forgotten his name, like an idiot. And I think they based it on him since he's from the Capital Wasteland. I can't stand that guy, so I automatically was like, oh, I don't like him. And I just didn't like his fake charisma, and I didn't like anything he was doing. Like, I was already on guard. I was like, oh, something's not, and then
his character probably deserved what he got, kind of thing, at the end of it.
He definitely did, but I quite liked his
I love they used the hammer though, with the rocket hammer.
About that. Yes, I got very excited.
That was in episode 3 though, wasn't it? So but we obviously we're sort of like skirting between each episode.
It's on the edge of both,
but we have to talk about him and Max anyway. So
I have to say this, and I'm going to say it a million times, and I'll say it a million more times. I think they were trying to do a Star Wars type of thing with Maximus. Well,
because he's from a Star. He was in Star Wars as well, wasn't he? The actor who plays Xander. I'm pretty sure he's in one of the newer ones.
I don't. I think it's Kamal Nanjiani, actually. I think he was in the Marvel films. I believe he was in
something
Eternals.
like that. I think it's that, Pete. I think it's that. But it feels like to me they're trying to. They were trying in the first season to force him into this like, what you would know as the Messiah character trope, which is, you know, hero's journey. He's, you know, kind of an average dude. He gets near death, and then he's like the best hero ever, and everyone loves him, and everyone cheers him, and blah blah blah. It's great. I love the hero's journey. Not for Maximus. And I don't know if it's the actor who I've seen outside of that, and he seems cool.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know if it's the role. He's awful. He makes horrible decisions. Which I do think is funny, because if you know anything about Fallout, the games, they're all decision-based games, which is why I think so many of these characters have to decide between two options. Mm-hmm. I think it's because that's what the game is. But he's never happy. He makes the raw like he's a bad guy. Like he makes bad guy decisions. He's supposed to be a good guy.
Sorry, just to interject quickly. Yes, it was the Eternals he is in, but actually he was also in Obi-Wan Kenobi. So technically we were both correct.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. There we go. Yeah,
there you go.
I knew I've seen him somewhere. So.
Yeah, but the actor may be wonderful. I'm not going to say that it's anything to do with him. But he plays this character with no charisma, no passion. He is very monotone. He doesn't, there's no chemistry between him and Lucy, like they tried to force.
Are we talking about Maximus?
Yeah.
Maximus,
yeah, he sucks so bad.
He sucks. He just sucks. And I think that's why they gave the guy from Superstore, Thaddeus. I had just watched Superstore just before I started Fallout the first season, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's the guy from Superstore. Anyway, he's funny, he's got charisma, he's a natural comedian, and I think I know what character they're basing him on, because you'll notice he's not a ghoul.
I think I know. We'll get to that in a bit. I think I know what you mean. In fact, let's just talk about it now, because you brought it up.
Yeah, we might as well.
Are you talking about the guy who claims to be a ghoul but has the mouth on his shoulder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He's definitely going to be a super mutant, isn't he?
I don't know if he's going to be a super mutant. He's definitely got the FEV virus, which, again, I have so much to say about super mutants. They did so well.
Centurion, maybe?
Well, there's a character, I think his name is Thomas, which is funny, but since this guy's named Thaddeus, I can't remember. Chat, if you have any recollection of this, there is a character who everyone thought was a ghoul. He turns out to be, this is going to sound silly, but he turns out to be a tree.
Yeah.
Ends up walking around. Now, he shows up, I think, in Fallout 2, but then makes a cameo in a Fallout 3 DLC. It's the only place in the entire wasteland where grass is growing and there's flowers and people are living a very nice, peaceful life.
Is that what they're making reference to at the beginning of this with Shady Sands?
Well, no, Shady Sands was an actual settlement. Okay. And there's a lot of argument of when they blew up Shady Sands. I never had a problem with the timeline. To me, it fit perfectly. But Todd Howard had to actually come out and say, look, here's the timeline. I didn't retcon anything. Shady Sands blew up at this time.
Shady Sands is from the Fallout 1 and 2, just to give everyone a reference.
Yes.
Actually,
yes,
so yeah.
Yes, Stinker Bob. That's it. And so he's a tree, but you don't know it for a while, and then all of a sudden he just takes root. But when he takes root and essentially sacrifices himself, he ends up, making the wasteland beautiful again, or livable again, like Eden. It's the Eden kit and the creation kit and all that stuff. I have strong suspicions that they are pushing him in that direction. Do I think he's going to be exactly Bob? No, but I think there's some kind of like sacrifice in the end that he's going to, help the wasteland in some way. But I think that it's very interesting how they're keeping that mystery.
But to be fair, like
going.
from most of the characters within this season, I think I quite like Thaddeus the most.
Yes,
I thought he actually had a really decent arc throughout this season.
I love that he started in the sarsaparilla factory because there is a mini game or side game in New Vegas where you are to find the caps with the stars on it, and when you do that leads you to a treasure. You think you're finding like caps or money or whatever. It comes to find out you're just finding a sheriff's badge. This had that moment in his factory where he's got all the little kids, trying to find all these bottle caps.
Yeah,
really felt like
it's good reference, isn't it? Yeah.
So I thought that was good, because we've all been in that factory looking for those caps. Yeah, well, Pete has.
I know, but yeah,
it's like an alternative drink you get in the game. You get as a health sort of potion sort of thing, and sarsaparilla is the like AP, I think, healing, I think, or something like that. So,
it becomes like a combination thing as opposed to just Nuka-Cola, which is just
shut up and give me another sarsaparilla.
It's the one that does the VAT sort of stuff.
I figured.
Yeah. So I thought that was so well done, and I love that it showed the ghoul kids and the regular kids, because that's something that does come up quite a bit.
It does tread on racism a little bit in this Fallout universe, and they use the ghouls as a great example of it, kind of thing. To why are you fighting against this kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, when Harkness or whatever, I don't really like him if you can't tell. He was like full on gonna just murder all of the kids.
Yeah, just because of who they are. Yeah.
And it was like, dude, WTF? But that is very much found in the Fallout universe. It absolutely is. Ghouls
it's part of the Brotherhood of Steel's like book of rules kind of thing, basically, to say. So that ghouls are not a part of their society kind of thing. So.
No, because they want like a pure, scientific society. They go and they find out the whole job of the brothers.
They're very much the remains of the American government, basically, is the best way to describe it in a way.
In a way, they're a branch of it. But the true remains of the American government, which I found so well done, is actually revealed in this season and is the big baddie of next season. Which I cannot wait to talk about that.
Let's
let's
move on quickly to the next episode. So
I'm very excited to talk about that.
Episode 3.
He gets a hammer on his head.
Yes, that is also very cool. It's so cool. It's very cool.
Anyway, episode 3, The Profligate. 2077, the man supporting the house confronts Cooper at a veterans event about his loyalties, hinting they will meet again. In 2296, Lucy is captured and crucified by Caesar's Legion. Caesar's Legion, but
And that's a reference to the game. That actually happens in the game. Caesar and Caesar.
Yeah, I know. I'm fully aware of that. Was clearly a reference.
And I like the fact that she questions it as well. And you guys do know it's Caesar, right?
Do you remember? You remember? Yeah, there you go.
Remember,
this is exactly what I'm saying. So anyway, at this point, I figured it out. I was like, this is clearly a reference I'm not supposed to get.
But Pete, what's the other option? They have people make the Super Mario movie that never watched the game or played the game. I'm talking about the 80s.
Sorry, I'm afraid to say make a cohesive story. It would be nice.
To me, it's cohesive.
Anyway, guys, Caesar's
Legion. Play Vegas, by the way.
Yeah, eventually I will.
It's very good.
Yeah, I'd probably rather play that than watch this again, but
I'd probably say yeah.
Which has fractured the two into two rival factions competing for control of after Caesar's death. The Gaul recovers from his injuries and seeking help to rescue Lucy. He visits an abandoned New California Republic camp, reuniting with Victor, Robco Securiton, who directs to the last NCR holdout in the Mojave. When the NCR refuses aid, the Gaul negotiates directly with the Legion, trading the NCR's location for Lucy's freedom, while secretly sabotaging the camp, reigniting conflict between the rival Legion factions. Meanwhile, within the Brotherhood, the alliance falls apart after the arrival of Harkness, despite Quintus shaming Maximus for offering to kill Harkness and potentially starting a war. Maximus later kills Harkness anyway to prevent him murdering Gaul children led by Thaddeus.
I that part of the storyline I thought was just terrible.
Yeah, this is where I sort of gave up with Harkness. I didn't really enjoy this section. I was liking his and the interactions between him and Maximus the most, because actually I think having Harkness actually meant that Maximus was more likable. I
could see that.
So I think that was the only reason they really paired the two of them up, and that's quite liked their two dynamics. I still think it sucked though. It's sort of like trying to say, oh yeah, this is a good part of a bad season, or a good part of two crappy character interactions. You know,
it's the whole Brotherhood of Steel. I bet they cut so much of that. I just have a feeling they did.
I think they really thought.
Yeah, I think they really thought the Brotherhood of Steel was going to be their, like, you know, like their strong arm of this, you know, whole series.
It's literally the cover art, so it's got to have something.
I know.
Yeah, I think that's what they were thinking, you know, and I mean, it just wasn't.
The thing is like, from someone who's not like a massive familiar with Fallout, like I know that there are certain factions within, you know, this that are major players, the Brotherhood of Steel being one of them. I'm still not convinced they're actually that good. Like in this, I know that they're a lot more nuanced, a lot more in depth, like in the games. But from this, like I think they're skirting over a hell of a lot with them.
See, this is what's crazy. In the games, definitely in New Vegas, and then they kind of lightly touch on it in Fallout 4 with the Capital Wasteland faction. Brotherhood of Steel is falling apart in New Vegas. They've gone underground. No one's heard from them. Once you can choose to get access to them or not. I usually do get access just because I like their weapons and their armor.
Or you can bury them as well as one of the story routes.
Yeah, you can completely cut off that faction as well. But as you get to know the lore and everything like that, they're fractured. They're falling apart, which I think they tried to capture that in definitely the first season.
No, I think they're trying to capture it, by the sounds of it, a lot more in this season with the Civil War aspect of them.
Yeah, but
I just don't think it's really done very well, though.
No, it's not, because it made me actually kind of angry. Not that I would ever defend the Brotherhood of Steel. Again, I probably would be part of that faction in real life, just because they're the intellectual, like, trying to save knowledge and technology. But knowing that that's what the Brotherhood of Steel is about, saving technology and progressing humankind, the knuckle meatheads that fight each other, that would not happen. That was like, that took me way out. First of all, they wouldn't do a fight where like people stood around watching them box and stuff. No. They wouldn't do that. And then where the lady and the guy in the cafeteria, the head of the factions, start fighting. No, that's not the Brotherhood of Steel. That's not. So that took me out. I was like.
Also, at this point, Maximus has major plot armor because he should have been absolutely murdered by that guy in that fight.
Yes,
he should have. And it's like, we can't have Maximus dying. Oh no.
No.
Please, someone snap his neck.
I think they really set him up to
in
be
the show, not the actor. Sorry, just I know what you mean. No, just before we get someone going, oh, you want to? Oh yeah, I'll get cancelled, guys.
I have to say, I blank out a lot during once they start going against the lore. My brain just shuts out, and I was like, no, this is all of this is wrong. I am a nerd, and this is wrong. So I don't know. I don't enjoy, and I'm sad to say that because I actually, again, it's not a faction that I hate. It's not a faction I usually align myself with. I usually have them as a kind of backup or assistant. Yeah, side piece. Yeah, side piece.
Side piece. Wow.
They're not my main, they're my side.
That's what she said.
No, in this occasion, she did.
Except in the, I want to hear you two's thoughts, but I have just no time for the Brotherhood of Steel in this season.
I'd agree.
Or the first season. In this series.
No, in this season entirely, like, as someone who doesn't really know about them, I just don't really care about them at all.
They should be a structured, sort of one of the better clans as such kind of thing, but it also shows that there's still a mess within kind of thing in this series. I think is what it's trying to do, but it just doesn't do it very well. No. I must admit. So
no, I was more engaged by them in the first series, but the second series has just completely ruined that.
What you got to remember is that's supposed to be two different types of clans in different Brotherhoods of Steel clans kind of thing as such. So it's a little bit messy the way they don't really explain that. And
I think in that respect it's very messy. Actually, they should have probably taken a little bit of time to explain that a bit more.
The Commonwealth are probably the strongest group kind of thing is in terms of Brotherhood of Steel, and then this is like the Vegas branch is not as great kind of things.
It's just a little offshoot of the Brotherhood, and another thing.
It's showing that the clans are fighting each other to try and get dominance of that area. Best way it sort of tries to do it, but it's just not great.
And you've got old ways versus new ways, because in Fallout 4, which I think is a natural progression, the guy that leads them, I can't just blanked out on his name. He wants more violence, whereas the Brotherhood of Steel is not about violence. They're about what's it called? Not pacifism, but where you don't involve yourself. Isolationism. Isolation. That's it. Yeah, where you don't involve. They don't want to be involved in any of the tussles or anything of the rest of the wasteland. They want to be to themselves. They're not here to start trouble, but they're not here to help you either. But you don't get that sense from them, and they're very religious. Oh,
in this series, exactly,
And I don't know. I think it's the weakest point of the entire series is the Brotherhood of Steel, and that's disappointing because I like them.
Right, let's move on to episode 4, The Demon in the Snow. So during the Sino-American War, Cooper is ambushed by Chinese soldiers in Alaska, but survives when a Deathclaw kills them.
Which is DLC, by the way, and I got so excited.
In 2296, Norm grows suspicious of a Vault Tech executive who seems to know more than he reveals. In Vault 33, broken water chip causes severe shortages, leading Betty to consult Steph. They discover Vault 31 is empty and the experiment is effectively over, but Steph withholds help until she receives a box stored in Vault 33. Woody overhears and reports the conversation, while Chet later learns Steph has a pre-war Canadian ID. Meanwhile, Maximus returns to Area 51 with Thaddeus disguised as Harkness in power armor. To prevent civil war, Maximus attempts to kill Quintus, and chaos erupts after Dane steals the cold fusion relic, forcing Maximus and Thaddeus to flee with it. Lucy recovers at the NCR camp, but becomes addicted to drugs. She later joins the Ghoul to enter the deserted New Vegas Strip, where they are confronted by a Deathclaw. Go on.
Oh, I think that's where the blink and you'll miss it cameo of the Elvis faction is there. The Kings. Yeah. They're all ghouls.
Yeah, in fact, it's like the it's the cover image on IMDb for this episode.
And I got confused when I saw it in the trailer and thought they were the Tunnel Snakes from Fallout 3.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't quite recognize them as the Kings. But then you start to go, and then he says something, or Coop says something about the, and then finally it clicked. I was like, so it's kind of disappointing because I think they should have had a better cameo.
It's just more from the Kings, definitely.
Yeah. So I want to touch on a few things here, specifically, mainly the Vault 33 storyline, because it's something that we avoided for now. But carry on.
Yeah. Can I ask, do you know what a Deathclaw was before you entered
Oh,
this?
yes, I did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
that's
I knew
fine.
about the Deathclaws. I had
So scary.
during 3, I did run into one and got absolutely murdered by one.
Brutal. Brutal.
It happened completely off the cuff in my first playthrough of it. And I went...
Did you go to a cave and they attacked you?
Yeah, so this was back on the PS3 version of it. I walked into a cave. I went, what the hell is this?
Yep.
Got absolutely murdered. Got soft locked into that area due to autosave and quit the game.
I know exactly where you were. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I knew about the horrors that were the Deathclaws. So...
awful.
Yeah, so the Vault 33, 32, 31 storyline,
It's a bit confusing, and it's all over the place.
Guess what? I had to look up the lore just to...
Yeah.
It's show lore, it's not game lore, by the way.
No, of course.
But I couldn't follow it.
No, I didn't follow a lot of it. I think it's not explained very well. I think it's just forced tension for the sake of for tension. And the reveal that we have in episode 7 or 8 with Steph,
I think that's
was
on purpose.
So incredibly obvious. Like, I think they've been they were kind of setting it up in season 1, and it became so unbelievably obvious, like, towards the end, especially when you see her working in Vegas.
I mean, well, yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying with her. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That. Yes. I just don't know. I'm very wary of what that character is, what she's supposed to be, or who she's supposed... Like, I know in terms of the story what they're going with, but I've been able to kind of find almost an analog in the games for everyone that they've got on there, you know? And she doesn't quite fit.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm cautiously, I don't want to say optimistic, but I am interested to see where they're going to take her. I love that she, if you've noticed, and I'm sure Gawny's noticed, everyone in the vaults has either has a vault haircut or has the haircuts that are on the thing, or they have like features or whatever that are in your character builder. And a eye patch is one of them, and I kind of love that. I kind of like, okay, that's cool.
They literally have taken the character builder and used it for everyone in the vaults, which is kind of cute. But,
which I love that. Yeah, every hairstyle is featured in the character creator.
You know, in terms of aesthetics, fine, that's kind of cool. But in terms of the actual characterizations of most of the people within those vaults, they're kind of just blank slates. They're not really anything. They're kind of boring.
I agree with you.
They're just
like I can't figure out.
They keep cutting back. Like, for me, like, actually, one of the things that I could have done was cut this season down by 2 episodes by not caring about Vault 33 anymore.
I think they're setting up something. They have to be, or they're trying to.
They're still linked, aren't they?
I think they're still trying to link the Vault to Lucy and to Hank in some ways. It's trying to still give you that sense of home, but it's just, I don't really care, because most of the characters are just so unlikable. Like, the only one that is actually somewhat likable because he gets screwed the entire time is Chet.
Yeah, but I don't really understand him.
No, I don't either. I don't get it at all. Like, I also don't understand this side story that I had constantly about the cousin, like, marriage and all that. And it's just
so...
like, I know there's probably lore to it, but it's
part
so
of the goofiness,
freaking distracting and boring. It's like, I don't care.
I like the musical number. That cracked me.
If you're trapped in a vault for hundreds of years, you're likely to be with cousins eventually.
I do get that, yes, but in terms of an actual show and its pacing, I just couldn't give a crap.
I'm not sure
make it
why they had him using the water up, and I don't... Unless they're trying to maybe lead to a civil war within the vaults, but...
I think they probably are, but at this point, it's long past the point where I even give a crap.
That's a big part of a lot of the vaults which are interlinked, though. In the experiments, they normally have one gets a better life than the other kind of one, and then they give them guns or give them something to sort of fight over after like 10, 20 years later kind of thing. And that's what happens with lots of the vaults. Lots of the experiments will go wrong very quickly. but with the water chip going, which seems to happen in every vault going.
Yeah.
It's nice that it does that reference to the games, but again, I agree with you. Is the actual pacing and the staging of the characters in the vault in this one? You don't need it. There's not a lot there to explain, really.
Once you've taken
the overseer stuff, maybe, but that's probably about it, really.
I think
it kind of ends.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing. It's just once you take Norm out of 31 and he starts moving the wasteland, don't even bother going back to that.
Yeah,
it's like it's long.
Or
and also the
flashes.
Hang on, it's also. The wasteland itself, is massive, and we know that Lucy's taken a long damn time to get across to New Vegas, but yet Norm manages to traipse through there quite easily, no problem.
I'm agree with you.
What it feels to me is they spent lots on that studio, and thought, well, we better still use the studio, really.
That's definitely on it. Yeah, I think that's Amazon mandated. Please reuse your sets for God's sakes.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, there's been series back in the past from many years ago, like, Farscape or stuff like that, and stuff shows like that reused the same sets over and over again, and they lowered cost. But it's just this definitely felt like a mandate that they had to reuse the set. But I just they could easily dress it up if they go into different vaults. They can basically use that in some way, which they already have.
Yes.
But so they don't need to keep going back to these crappy vaults that nobody really cares about anymore.
What I find odd, and I do find this odd, especially in New Vegas, we know there's 4 vaults, I think, in New Vegas. But I found it very... I think it's 4. Vault 21, which is, it's not a hidden vault, it's not a secret vault, it's a very well-known public, almost hotel type vault in New Vegas. It's it was started originally as a gambling experiment. Every decision was made by the roulette wheel, blah blah blah. They don't make reference to Vault 21 at all, and that's a pretty substantial
I think you see the sign outside. I think that's about it, really, isn't it, kind of thing? Which is weird. They
don't really spend any time in any of the other vaults.
Was it in the game? I think Mr. House puts a ton of cement into that.
Yes, he cements half of it. Yeah.
And there's no real explanation of that, really, until later on.
It's just because he could. Mostly that. But my point being, we don't go and really explore other vaults, and I think that that's kind of lacking, because that is the kind of basis of what Fallout is.
The small knowledge I have is it is a massive open world with vast amounts of exploration, and actually one of the places you go and visit quite a lot of vaults.
Yes, and it's just so fun to find these vaults, because some of them can be decrepit and absolutely abandoned and fallen apart, and all you can do is get supplies and maybe visit a couple of rooms here and there. And then there's other ones that are still thriving, and that's been like that since Fallout 1, beginning Fallout. To not see that, I think, is a great disservice.
Anyway. Just looking at the time, we sort of need to wrap through a little bit more of this. I want to get over the death clause until the last episode, because I have some things to say about that in particular.
Okay.
So let's just...
Quick shout on NCR, and nice to have them in it very briefly, but it's just another throwaway.
Of course, yeah. So episode 5, The Wrangler, this is basically the episode where... Kate Williams orders Cooper to kill House to get the cold fusion device in 2077. He doesn't agree to kill House, but will take the device.
Which, again, I think that's very reflective, where he's supposed to be like Lucy. They're supposed to be similar.
I'll bring this up again. So I will bring this up again. Well, actually, I'll bring it up now. They very much made his wife, Cooper's wife, in the first season, a villain. She was very much a villain. In this one, it's like, oh no, I was forced to do this, and it's like, that doesn't fit with this at all. They're trying to make her more sympathetic, and this is crap.
I agree
There's
with Pete on
two
that.
sides to every story for every character in Fallout, and that's what it's explaining. 100%.
It felt terrible to me. It didn't feel good. It didn't feel like, because they proper set her up to be this absolute audacious villain.
He was ready to like leave her as.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And they've nerfed the living shit out of her.
Yeah, and I'm sad about that.
And they're working together to try and bring this down, and that absolutely had no hint of that in the first season. If there had been like some little bits of moments where she was like working against something or whatever, but she was shady as all hell in that first season.
Yeah.
And I liked that. She said war never changes.
Oh yeah, and they
gave her
had
that line.
an explanation for what. I said, no, it was crap to me. It was like.
And Mr. House is one of the ones sitting around that table, I believe.
Exactly, and it's like,
or it was his double, but it's I
know, but that's what my problem is, that they've taken some characters and they've had a really good idea in the first season, and then they've completely gone against that because they can't have this certain thing happen. And
I think it goes back to what I said, which is they did not know that Coop was going to be the star.
I absolutely agree with you, and they needed to have his storyline continued in some respect.
And I think that's why they started switching things around. I don't like it because I agree with Pete.
No, it goes against what they've already done.
Yeah, and now we're rooting for her, whereas.
What are they going to do in season 3? Make us like not root for Coop and make her completely root for her? No,
I don't think they'll be able to do that. I think they're selling the series on him. So they're going to give him an arc redemption arc, which I do love redemption arcs.
So in 2296, Norm and Vault-Tec executives reach the ruins of the company's headquarters. Norm recovers information about the FEV, so the Forced Evolutionary Virus, before being strangled by Ronnie and learning he lied. Lucy and the Ghoul escape Death Claws in the New Vegas Strip and settle in Freeside. Hank kidnaps a California snake oil salesman, implements a control chip, and uses him to summon the Ghoul, offering the safety of the Ghoul's family in exchange for Lucy's return to Vault 33.
Yeah.
There's a lot to unpack there.
There is, yeah. I mean,
I enjoyed the whole FEV thing because I knew, because they called whatever that business group was called, the initials were FEV, and I was like, I got excited in the first couple episodes, and then to actually see it on the computer screen, because I know what that
Forced Evolutionary
means.
Virus.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, super mutants. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, see, now I knew that side of things a little bit.
Yeah.
I knew that there was some sort of play in there.
I'll tell you what I really was hoping would happen. There is a character in New Vegas. Now, they are the Nightkin, which are the blue super mutants. They just turn invisible. But there's one that can be your companion, named
I got him.
There's the grandma one. I forget her name.
Yeah.
But she's like a super mutant. She's blue. She wears a hat, like a grandma hat. And she talks with a grandma voice, but she's a super mutant. She can kick ass. I was kind of hoping when Coop got dragged away by a super mutant, I was kind of hoping that was going to be either a throwback to her, or the boring Congress lady. Because you can't tell with super mutants, you can't tell if they're male or female. They're all the same. It doesn't matter. They look all the same. But I was still very excited with the whole net with the body parts. I was like, that's the super mutants! But then they didn't go anywhere with it. And so I'm thinking that must be a season 3.
They're really slow burning that one, aren't they?
Yeah,
it's really annoying.
And it's crazy.
Everyone wants to see the super mutants in the series, and they're just not showing them.
They're such a big part of the lore. And
honestly, I am surprised they haven't actually touched on that really in any sort of way yet. And I know that they're massive, in the Fallout series.
They're like the main.
Literally.
Yeah, they literally are massive. And they're such a big part of New Vegas. That's how you get your ghoul companion, is defeating one of the factions, and you can either defeat them through violence or you can defeat them through talking, and I always choose talking. And I don't know. That's one thing also that I found odd as well, or I kept wondering if it was going to happen, and it may still happen. It is revealed as we approach the end, who developed the Death Claws, which is the big baddie. And I'll be honest, I've been waiting for the reveal of this big baddie from last season because they are terrifying. They are the most terrifying faction.
I know who you mean. We'll get into that in a bit, obviously.
Okay. But they created the Death Claws. They forced evolutionary virus a iguana or a chameleon, one of those two, and that's how you get Death Claws. But they have a Death Claw that talks and who's very sentient, and you see a throwback to him in some DLC in Fallout 3. So I kept waiting for that moment when Maximus, now being referred to as Max, I guess to show his change, is standing there in front of that Death Claw, and that Death Claw is staring him down. I was waiting for the Death Claw to talk, because I was going to be like, oh, that's it, that's the one, that's the one from the big baddies.
Don't worry, we will get to those moments in a bit. Let's just power armor through this next few bits.
Power armor, very good.
Right, so episode 6, the other player, Cooper, 2077. Cooper confronts Barb about Vault-Tech's plans. Barb reveals she's shielding their family from the inevitable nuclear war by playing the part, only sharing the idea of dropping the bombs after it was suggested by Dr. Wilde. Later, Coop drugs Hank and Barb, extracts the cold fusion relic from him. 2296. Woody goes missing in Vault 32 while Chet finds out that he's officially getting married. Who cares? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
none
just
of that
saying that I don't care.
No, none of that comes to any fruition at all.
No, it doesn't. Vault 33, a defiant Reg stands up to Betty before she shuts down his club. Yeah, that's the
and I didn't understand any of that.
Right, getting on to the actual meaningful stuff. Lucy wakes up at the secret Vault-Tec facility where she learns Hank has been kidnapping Wastelanders, brainwashing them to build more control chips. She apprehends Hank, intending to take him back to Vault 33 and face justice for destroying Shady Sands, but he tricks her into brainwashing 2 rival Wastelanders. The Ghoul is freed from the pole by the super mutant, so this is after Lucy obviously punches him out of a window with the power glove. Whatever.
Yeah, which I did like seeing that. I did.
Good to see power glove, yeah.
So it's freed from the pole by a super mutant, played by Ron Perlman, by the way.
I knew that was him. I meant to look that up.
Yeah, I recognised the voice and I looked it up and I was like, that's bloody Ron Perlman, isn't it?
And I was like, why hasn't he said war? War never changes.
Yeah.
I have to tell somebody I was
saving him from going feral. He attempts to recruit him in the upcoming war with the Enclave, the true instigator behind the nuclear war, but the Ghoul declines. Afterwards, Dogmeat leads Maximus and Thaddeus to find the Ghoul.
Yeah, which was interesting. But
yeah, this felt like filler episode to me.
It
massively.
Brainwashing side, though, is very... like, if you don't do anything, they're going to kill each other, kind of thing. But if you do press a button, it is a very big psychological question, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Choices matter,
I did like that. That's a throwback. That's definitely the games. That's how they treat everything. Nothing's black or white. It's very gray area. So I like that.
That's what I got from it as well, is that it felt very much like this was a sort of game choice. You know,
that was probably the strongest scene of the whole series, I think, in the way they did it, kind of thing.
Yes.
You know,
for Lucy's side of things, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the last couple of episodes for her,
she's got a moral side. Yeah. She's got a moral side where she wants everyone to be nice and happy and free and stuff, but you can't do that unless you're controlling it. So is what they're trying to say here, kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely, and I think that's where they're trying to get her to that point with Hank, trying to show that obviously, whilst he's quite a bad guy, you know, we know he's a bad guy. He's trying to create this moral choice for her in that respect.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
What I find very interesting, which is definitely a throwback to Fallout 3, which is and maybe shades of Fallout 4, actually. In Fallout 3, obviously the main goal is you leave the vault to go find your father. Yeah. Which is...
Liam Neeson.
Yes, which is Liam Neeson.
Which is, I mean, it's the same in Fallout 4. You leave the vault to go find your family.
Right.
Which is what I got from this, is that it feels very much like the Fallout 4
It's
sort of
trying
side
to put that
of things.
onto the goal. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and what I find interesting about the whole father story in 3, as opposed to 4, but is that as you're going to find your dad, he's not that great of a guy. Now he's not completely,
Evil.
Hank McLean, or however you say his name, but he's not great.
There's got similarities in that
There's
story,
some
hasn't
similarities,
it?
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I
but it's
think
probably-
that's what they're doing here.
It's more nuanced in the game than it is in this. It's very sort of cut and dry, black and white in this one. He is a bad guy.
Yeah, which is very interesting at the end.
He works for Vault-Tec, but there's also like
he
is
works
it someone else?
he works for the big baddies. It turns out he works for.
I mean, we've already mentioned it, but we'll talk about that more in the last. We'll talk about it more in the last episode, because that becomes a big thing, obviously. Then, but I've mentioned them already. But anyway, episode 7, Handoff. Before the war, Steph escapes an internment camp in American-occupied Canada with her mother, who is mortally wounded.
DLC.
Nobody cares. Sorry.
I think players will care.
Fine.
I do like Steph's. There is something about Steph's character which is interesting, but it's just they're going the wrong route with it, all around the houses to get there.
They did go around the houses with it, and it just sort of got to the point where I'm so freaking bored with that side of things. It detracted away from like the main thing of why I think people really want to watch Fallout, which is Adventures in the Wasteland. And I'll get to this in my more so in my criticism side of things, is that actually I feel like this would definitely work better as a Monster of the Week style show, where they're just going to different areas of the wasteland and doing things there. Like, why couldn't we have something similar to that? I think narratively speaking, like they're trying to connect everything, and sometimes I think they can have a through line, but don't necessarily connect every single episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it.
I think they were trying to copy the Game of Thrones formula.
Oh, 100%.
But they're trying to do it better.
Everyone's trying to recapture Game of Thrones in that respect. Like the big budget, bombastic, like set piece, sort of like
multi-story
high cinema.
Together.
And in that respect, they're also trying to recapture what Lost did back in 2004. And and TV has advanced so much more since then, or hasn't?
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing, because now we've gone from actual weekly serials to binging, and I think that there is a timing difference between, like, I had mentioned a series I started watching, The Good Place. Yeah. And I binged it and I hated it. It was horrible. I watched it by the end. And I was reading people's comments.
Is that with Ted? What is his name? Ted Dawson, I think.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson and
Ted Danson and the chick that's married to the rude guy, and then a couple.
I know who you mean, but I can't remember her damn name. Kristen Bell.
I can't either. That's it. Yeah.
I watched the first couple of episodes. Hated it.
Well, I went ahead and watched the whole thing because the first season was kind of cool. But then they did that thing, which they've done in Fallout, which is the forced chemistry between two characters that don't have any chemistry. And so I went and I like to look at forums and see what other people's thoughts are and stuff like that. And a lot of people, I would say a good 8 out of 10 people said, this is not a bingeable series. This was written before binging. You need to watch it with time in between each episode, and that'll change the dynamic. I don't know if that's true or not, because I ain't sitting through that anymore, but that might be what is the new, I hate saying the new normal, I hate that phrase, but the new normal. Maybe things are being written differently now, so that they are bingeable.
I would agree with you. I think it is definitely more written for streaming to people to binge it a lot more. But then, of course, they're writing it like this to then release it weekly.
Yeah,
and that doesn't make any real sense to me.
It's Amazon Prime membership. That's probably the only reason.
Oh, it is, yeah. But then you look at Stranger Things season 5, and they released that in 3 parts, and holy crap, they should have just released that whole at once and let everyone get over it, because that final season was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to do.
But they know people are probably going to get the membership just to watch Fallout, then get rid of it again, because I'm going to do the So
I was gonna say that's typically what I do. I mean, I'm not gonna do it particularly in this because I have Amazon Prime, but
yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
but I will I got Paramount Plus for something. I don't remember it. And no, it wasn't Halo. I think it was it Game of Thrones? I don't remember. I got it for something probably.
I've got it for something. It's not my account. It's my mum's, but I still.
Well, I got rid of it. I got rid of it as soon as whatever I was watching was over.
Don't watch, Jeff. Don't watch. He's going to come get you.
Nah.
But no. What is this? The second to last episode?
Yeah. So, 2296, Norm recovers and manages to transmit a radio signal to Lucy, who's captured in the vault, but is captured by Vault Tech executives. Inside the vaults, Betty gives Steph a box belonging to Hank. Moving on, nobody cares.
That's what I wanted to say.
Sorry.
There's two things.
During Steph's wedding, Chet accuses, what's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Mystery box.
Oh, God, don't, because I hate mystery box shows. It's so boring. Like, J.J. Abrams is the absolute master of being a mystery box idiot, and it's so dull. Like, there's
the
so
Simpsons
many.
did it.
Like, there are so many shows out there at the moment that are doing the whole mystery box thing, and they just don't know how to do it well. Like, apparently Severance is one of them. From on Sky, which is 3 seasons at the moment, has done the same.
To be really good.
Yeah, but it's a mystery box thing, so they're just like writing themselves into a corner that the mystery is never going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Like the mystery is so much better than the resolution. Lost is the absolute prime example of mystery box show.
Literally was gonna say that, Pete. Yep.
Fringe was kind of the same as well.
Yeah.
Like, I love Fringe, don't get me wrong. Fringe is great at times, but holy crap, that 3rd and 5th season were not good.
American shows they just F it up in the end. They always do. Battlestar Galactica, why did you break my heart? Anyway, I love Battlestar Galactica so much, and then the writer's strike happened, and it just...
Yeah.
That killed a lot of things.
Anyway, during Steph's wedding, Chet accuses her of killing Woody and reveals her true identity at the Vault Tech facility. Lucy appears to support Hank's plan, but secretly sabotages it by shutting down the control trip's mainframe, run by the preserved head of Welch. Meanwhile, Maximus, Thaddeus, and the Ghoul agree to rescue Lucy in exchange for the relic. Karen?
No, go... I got
anyway,
3
yeah,
points.
fine.
Yeah.
On the strip, Maximus battles Deathclaws in power armor. The Ghoul infiltrates the Lucky 38, uses the relic to activate a monitor, and comes face to face with House on the screen. So that's how the episode basically ends.
And it looks so good. It's like perfect.
It's so exact to the actual monitor display in the game as well.
Like, I knew when he turned around where the secret room was. It was there. It was there. The only thing it was missing... The only thing it was missing was the snow globe, which you can pick up for a perk. Is
the robot that's destroyed next to Mr. House? Is that the one? Yeah.
This is the stuff I want to talk about. Gawny's already kind of picked up on it.
Cool.
We had Victor show up, which was very good to see. You know, and then he was kind of short-circuiting and stuff, which was kind of sad. But it was good to see Victor and everything like that. So we know Securitrons are still around. But there's 2 other things that are missing. And I wonder if the robot that is crashed is Yes Man. And I want to talk about Yes Man here in a second. Yeah. But secondly, when Coop started opening the secret passage... It reminded me that underneath the Legion's camp, if we're staying true to the games, and Todd Howard said we're true to the games, they're all in the same universe. There's an entire underground army of Securitrons. Like an infinite number of Securitrons. Right under the Legion. They've not touched on that at all. And I'm very confused. That's a big part of all of this. But so is Yes Man. And that's where I want to talk about. I always choose. You get 3 choices in the end. NCR can rule over New Vegas. The Legion can
like they sort of did in the series. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
or you can choose what I did, which I always choose, which is Independent Vegas. Now, it's a lesser choice that you have to do a lot of underground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves NCR in charge of the dam. It gets rid of the Legion, and the citizens of New Vegas rule themselves. Perfect ending for me, but that's when you choose Yes Man. Yes Man is a Securitron, just like Victor. And it's that's the thing about New Vegas. It has a bunch of cameos in it. It's Kids in the Hall. I can't remember his name, but he's in Kids in the Hall, News Radio. Dave Foley. He voices him. And Zachary, what's his face? Zachary Levi is one of your companions, and why he's not shown up as a cameo, I don't understand that either.
Well,
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I know he's been canceled or whatever. But
yeah, well, that's probably why.
That's probably why.
He's been part of the game. But anyway, so I have thought, what Gawny just mentioned, the crashed over security.
I think that's Yes Man. I think he's been destroyed.
I think that's Yes Man, and that would be an exact fitting thing because you have to use House to get an Independent Vegas. So
yeah.
I'm wondering what this is all hinting at.
So it's going the route of Mr. House is still in control, basically,
Yes.
is what it's trying to do, but it's planting it very subtly, though. It doesn't
Very
actually tell you
subtly.
that, but yeah.
Yeah, and that is one of those things, like, I don't think Pete would have any clue to any of that, which I think is kind of sad on their part, because that's a very intrinsic part of the game. It would be a very good part of the show as well. But that leads us to the big baddie.
The
I've
Enclave.
never heard House say that. Can I talk about them yet?
What, the Enclave?
Yes, the
Of
Enclave.
course we can talk about the Enclave now. I've mentioned it a couple of times,
Okay.
but it was more so within episode 8 that we obviously get that more
Yes.
revealed.
Yeah.
Oh, when Mr. Krabs showed up.
Yeah, Mr. Krabs, yes, I was going to say the same, yes.
I was like, oh, it's the Kurgan and Mr. Krabs. He's the president.
He's
but-
Hank in Detroit as well,
Yes,
which is
yes.
a great
Yeah.
reference.
Yes.
But yeah, yes.
But he turns out to be the president. I was like, oh, FNA
And Starship Troopers as well, but yeah.
But again, a little bit of lore. I know it's boring, but I love it. I can't help it. So the Enclave is the American government. It's the remainder of the American government. They went in lockdown as soon as the bombs dropped. There's still a little mystery as to who dropped the bombs. A lot of people say China, a lot of people say America, but it was the American government that was in control of everything else. And the whole surface was the experiment. That is taken straight from the games.
Oh, I remember
when-
this from our season 1 discussion.
Yeah. So when the bombs fell, the American government went and formed. Now, in the games, it's in the ocean, like an oil rig. But in the show, it seems to be a faction that's like in the mountains, maybe Anchorage, because Anchorage is the DLC.
Anchorage would be, yeah, it would
That's
make sense.
what
Yeah.
it must be. Maybe it's
Hoover Dam or
Greenland.
something like that, maybe. but yeah.
Well, from what I gathered about it is obviously from the final episode, and we'll discuss that a little bit more, obviously, is I got the distinct impression that they're probably going to go... They're going to Philadelphia, and I thought that the Enclave might be based somewhere there.
Well,
Interesting.
I don't know with that because
Well, they're
the
sort of
Ghouls going to Philadelphia, but I don't think they are.
Yeah,
They're staying in
but
Vegas, aren't they?
I think his family and the Enclave are intrinsically linked in that respect.
There's something there, but they're in Colorado. His family's
Oh,
in
Colorado, sorry, is what I meant. Yeah.
Which is interesting because that Colorado only shows up in the games that were never made.
Oh no, I thought Colorado was like the setting of 4. Or was that Boston?
No, that's Boston.
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 Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the other thing that.
Billy was 1 and 2, I thought. But yeah, but look, I'll find out.
Have a look. I know that the Brotherhood of Steel game. Yes, there's a Brotherhood of Steel game. It's set in Texas. That's all.
Well, wasn't that wasn't that one of the DLCs for free?
No. There's an actual standalone Brotherhood
right,
Self
okay.
before Fallout 3. Didn't do well.
Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah, I remember seeing the cover for it.
Yeah. It usually goes on sale for like 50p.
Yeah, that's where I've seen it.
What was I going to say? Oh, so they're in Colorado, but the Enclave is somehow linked in there. And another thing, did you guys watch on the final episode?
We'll get to that because I haven't spoken about the final episode just yet. We'll talk about it. It's in the description anyway. Yeah.
And
so yeah. Anyway, Karen, quickly.
I just want to say that's the big baddies. Like they are.
Yeah, of course.
They're bad.
Cool.
They're bad.
Anyway, let's talk about episode 8, because obviously there's a lot to wrap up with the series itself, I'd say. So, 2077, Hank and Steph get engaged in Las Vegas while Cooper is arrested for taking the blame for after taking the blame for Bob for handing the relic to the president. Yeah, see what I mean? They set up Coop to take a fall for her, which is... crap. Secretly tied to the Enclave. 2296, the Legion schism ends with LaQuarta Legat, however you pronounce his bloody name.
Yeah.
Anyway, surprise Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, I was gonna say that. It's like, oh god. I mean, let's be honest. He's a good actor.
That's a weird cameo, though.
My god, he looks a bit ragged at the moment. Anyway,
it's good to see him working.
So proclaims himself Caesar or Kaiser. Let's just say that how it is. Plans to seize New Vegas. Norm and Claudius.
Go to Kaiser Palace, which is great.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was so funny. I was like, yes.
Norm and Claudia survive a Radroach attack at the Vault-Tec HQ that kills the rest of the Vault-Tec executives as they attempt to bring Norm to trial. Vault 32, Steph activates a Pip-Boy from Hank's box and contacts the Enclave to begin Phase 2. Fighting between Maximus and Deathclaw reaches Freeside, where the NCR rescues him. The Ghoul enters the Vault-Tec facility with House's help. Lucy Mercy kills Welch, but is captured by Hank and then saved by the Ghoul. Lucy implants a control chip in Hank, who admits his Enclave ties before activating himself and losing his memory. The Ghoul finds his family's cryopods empty and a clue pointing to Colorado. Maximus and Lucy reunite as the Legion marches into New Vegas. There is another section. I will talk about that in a second because I have many issues with a lot of all this stuff. First of all of this felt very rushed.
Oh, I didn't think so. I think the opposite.
I thought a lot of this felt like it was all like they'd meandered for a couple of episodes and they sort of brushed over a lot of this quite quickly. Second of all, the fight with Maximus and the Deathclaws.
I loved it.
I enjoyed it, but there are, from what I remember about the Deathclaws, they are probably one of the more powerful things within the universe.
Yeah,
they would have cut through that power armor like it was butter, and he had serious plot armor, like in that power armor itself, and it was a bit ridiculous.
The fact they were just kept inside a little area of like metal, like okay, it's right.
There were some, but I'm not gonna lie. Again, this is as a fangirl. I don't think this would mean anything to people who don't play New Vegas or don't have a love for New Vegas. I did tear up, and again, I don't tear up at things when he was like I knew he wasn't gonna die. He's too major of a character.
I know he is, but
when the NCR saved him and they showed the bullet, that's how New Vegas starts.
I know.
And it did it
from
with
what
the
I guess
music,
it was,
and it did it with camera angles, and I was just like, oh my gosh! Like all of my fangirlness just was like, oh.
And the other guy's arm falling off while he's sniper rifle was also hilarious.
Yeah, which is what I said. He is the absolute MVP of this entire season because he is actually great.
I do like him.
He is great. Thaddeus is great throughout all of this. But yeah, I think Maximus should have died. I think it would have given a lot more stakes for sure.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, there was a second where I thought, are they going to kill him because nobody likes him anyway?
No, I don't think they did.
This is interesting. But I knew they wouldn't because they did a shadow drop and they released a trailer the night that premiered.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't.
Dumb. It was stupid, Pete. It's not worth it. But he's in it like... He's in it.
No,
like,
I knew he was going to survive, and that's what really peed me off about the whole thing. It was like, actually, from what I know about it, the power armor is strong, but it's nowhere near as strong as a Deathclaw. At all.
Exactly.
He would have been murdered about 12 times.
Deathclaw. I was going to say, it would last through one Deathclaw, but...
Not the whole lot. No, he would have got absolutely murdered several times over and ripped apart, but, you know.
Yeah.
Hey-ho, that's fine. It was very, very obvious that the Ghoul or Coop, his family was not going to be there. It was...
Oh, yeah.
They played that in the entire way, and it was like, okay, well, let's just have another thing to keep him going. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I'm like, at this point, I like the character, but I'm getting bored of his plot in that respect. It's like, well, are you going to do something different? All of this is about your family. I totally understand that. That's been your motivation all the way through. But at what point?
What he says, though.
But at what point are you then gonna sort of go, well, actually, the Enclave have them. This is over. I can't do anything more.
Oh, that would be a boring show if he did that. But
just have him traveling the wasteland and just just go and screw the Enclave.
But I will say, why did it take him 200 years to figure this out? Point?
Yeah, it's a bit dumb.
That I did. But I do love what he said to House, which is, this is their first time in 200 years. I have hope. Just the way he delivered it, that's all on Goggins, on Walter Goggins.
Yeah.
That whole scene was
it's a great performance.
Very good.
Yeah, great performance. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Great performance.
I mean, Lucy's ending in this particular season.
It was
sort of feels I felt a bit anticlimactic to me.
Just getting rid of the actor out of the series, and with Hank, I think, and they've obviously paid his amount and
I I also felt like that she should have killed him. Should have done it at the beginning of the end of the first season. Should have done it at the end of this season. Had that real switch over to the wasteland really has changed her. And given her proper stakes in that respect, they've sort of just copped out, and they can come back to this and go, okay, well, his chip is out and he can come back at another season if he wants to.
But there's two things they did not talk about this season that's in New Vegas, which is the big MT, which... Big BIG-MT, which does sound like Big Empty for a reason.
Yeah.
You'll notice the head of Big MT is actually at the table in season 1. Big MT is DLC, and it's all of the scientists, but they're just brains.
Okay.
Which is where I thought they were going with the lady's head, the congresswoman's head.
Yeah.
So... that not being addressed is interesting. I think that's going to show up. But the second thing, which has thrown me off with this whole chip thing, and I've been trying to figure out what is this about, who is this coming from, or whatever, and if this takes place during the game timeline, which again, Todd Howard said, yes, it is part of the universe. Where did the synths fit in all of this? Because it sounds like to me, Hank's trying to make synths. But they've already been created. So why would you need this brain chip for brain control when you can make android duplicates of people and they do whatever you want already? So I'm a little hesitant on what the goal is that they're trying to achieve. But so I'm kind of what I'm wondering is Hank going to turn out to be a synth next season? And then they can wash all this away and be like, oh, look, he was a good guy the whole time.
I think
it was his synth, his clone, type of thing.
Yeah, well, they kind of have already been setting up the idea of the multiple clones, haven't they? So
that's what it feels like. Like, I do know that the control chip is a minor part of Fallout 2, I think. But we're talking minor. synths already exist. Why would they need this mind control?
There are some similar vaults which have that sort of thing in Fallout 3, I believe, as well. So it's sort of, it's leaning on different parts and different clans a little bit, yeah.
So I'm trying to see where they're going with it, but Big MT will definitely show up because they were at the table. There's no way they would have shown them, at that, round table UN thing. And not have a reference to that.
Anyway,
and you got to have the kiss at the end, didn't you?
I was going to say final problem that I have with this entire thing and this entire series.
Did they kiss?
That forced romance between Lucy and Maximus is the most forced thing of all time.
Okay,
they met for a brief amount of time in the wastelands. They never had any chemistry.
No.
Like, my God, this is so like.
None.
We need to have two main characters.
Okay, I'm gonna be very honest here and say two things, which is one, I love a good romance, but it has to be like organic and it has to be not a chick flick. I don't like chick flicks.
I mean, I don't care about whether or not it being a chick flick. It just has to be real and organic.
Well, no, I really hate chick flicks.
So do I, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying some.
But romance is a big part of New Vegas, huge part of it. But I actually feel, and this is me saying this, I actually feel like this Fallout series doesn't need romance. Like, there's nothing.
Nope.
Nope,
there's nothing.
You already had that.
Because I always think that
family connection with Hank already, kind of thing, was the drawing starting point of it, kind of thing, where you didn't need it added.
If it happens organically, great. Like in the future seasons between two other characters, but definitely don't force it because I don't think it needs it.
No,
I enjoyed it without it.
It felt forced between Lucy and Maximus. It felt forced between Hank and Steph. Like, it's just like
that was weird.
Like,
but it actually felt forced between Coop and his wife in the first season.
Absolutely.
I was like, okay. They seem like two strangers that just decided to get married one day.
So, just on the end parts of this, with the Legion marching into New Vegas, apparently Macaulay Culkin is going to have a much larger part in Series 3, is what's been told so far.
Yay.
Which is good, I think.
I think it's kind of cool because he's goofy enough to have that humor. Yeah. Because if you notice, like, when they pull the camera back, he's like super tiny and amongst all these big like bodybuilder
exactly,
and he's like Kaiser's Palace, which just cracked me up.
And post-credit scene.
I was going to say, so Dane retrieves Liberty Prime blueprints for Quintus. So I just was waiting until we done all of the other stuff.
Liberty Prime, for those that don't know, is basically the giant robot that you use at the end of 3 to fight off against another big bad kind of thing in that game. I think it is mentioned or used in Fallout 4 as well, some part.
It's mentioned, although I think you can get a little model, I think, in the mechanist there.
So I never finished 4, so I don't know.
There's so much DLC on 4, but it is definitely referenced. Liberty Prime is.
Yeah.
It's a fun part in Fallout 3. It is.
And it's mentioned at the end of here that they got the blueprint, a new one,
which is
to be built. So that should be fun.
Wild. If they
Power
build a
Rangers.
Liberty Prime, it's massive. It's bigger than the Statue of Liberty, I think.
Yeah.
Or it's big as the Statue of Liberty. It's one of those two things. And it is just a massive robot, and it's kind of
it'll be interesting to see how they put that in a series and how that will work. But it's okay.
I thought that was interesting. Anyway. But yes, all in all, sum up. We'll sum this up.
Okay, so that's the end of the discussion. So I'll go around the horn here, talk about and everyone give a rating. We'll do is the usual for rapid reviews. We'll go out of 5. So Gawny, I'll start with you. Give a final summary of the whole season and what your rating is.
So being a Fallout fan, I loved it. But I like you were saying here, maybe rose tinted glasses is probably the best way to sort of describe it. But I've really enjoyed it overall as a series as well. Though I think I honestly if it's standalone, I think I still would have enjoyed it anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like a 4 out of 5. It's probably the best I can sort of
Cool.
say.
Kylie?
Yep. Well, I will refrain from saying 10 out of a million. No. Again, disclaimer, I'm a huge Fallout fangirl. Huge. Like, I made a joke earlier, but my entire house is decorated in retro futurism because of Fallout. And I'm
She's
wearing
actually
two
got a
separate
bolt for a door.
Probably has.
But oh man, I was watching some people who did a custom build of their like office and their gaming office and turned it into a vault. Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind. Yes, there's some flaws, but the flaws aren't enough to override my enjoyment. And yes, I too think that if I wasn't a fan, I'd still like this series because I like sci-fi and weird retro futurism, odd things, and post-apocalyptic stuff. So for me, it is also a 4 out of 5. But temper that with the fact that I'm a huge fangirl.
Okay.
It can't be denied. And New Vegas is my favorite of the Fallout games.
Cool.
So.
Pete,
what about you?
So for me, this was not an enjoyable romp. I'm starting to probably agree that maybe the binge model wasn't the best option for this. Maybe if I let things sit a little bit more, it might be better. The binge model may have. I also can't preface this enough by saying maybe if I had a little bit of time in between, it may have even made it worse. I don't know until I've done it. Who knows?
Try again next year. Next season?
I did it with the first season. I watched it week to week, and I did enjoy it, but I still didn't enjoy it a lot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think there are very serious flaws when it comes to this entire show as a whole. I think characterization, writing, I think in terms of score itself, I don't think it's very it's non-existent at times, and I don't think that's a big problem. But there are some bits of the score with the Fallout games that you have that kick in, and they're quite good. But
the guy that's done the actual music is the same guy that did Game of Thrones music.
All right.
I didn't care about Game of Thrones anyway, so.
Oh, but the music, Pete.
I've never watched it, never cared about it. Anyway, I think in terms of performances, they range from awful to very good. Like, it's a bit of a mixed bag in that respect. I think Ella Purnell and Walton Goggins are just absolutely fantastic. They are the two standout performers throughout the entire season. I think everyone else.
They are very chalk and cheese, and they work very well because of it.
They have more chemistry than anyone else.
They do, yeah, and I do really like that. Thaddeus is great, but I think everyone else, like, the dialogue ranges from impactful at times to utterly cringe at the best of times, and this is a trope.
I think it's intentional.
This is an issue that I have with general modern writing anyway. I think it's trying to hit a new age audience where it's probably forgotten about who actually cares about it. But I don't know. There are serious issues that I have with this show as a whole, this season specifically, that were more prevalent this time than they were in season 1, and it's gonna be a hard sell for me to want to go and watch season 3 because of it. I probably still will, because let's be honest, I'm a YouTuber. I do podcasts. It's content nonetheless. So and that's probably what I think is the best descriptor for this season for me. It's content. So 2 out of 5 for me.
That's fair. That's fair. I think.
I think that's what makes this show so good. Is we got such varying different points of view.
I'll be honest. I knew that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Pete play the actual Vegas game though. Fallout. I think you'd actually really enjoy it.
Especially now that Pete has a more interest in RPGs than
I do indeed. And this would be the perfect time to not announce that I'm streaming Fallout New Vegas. I know. I might do one day, but I'm not. I can't do streaming.
I'd say just don't have to stream it. Just play it. Play a little bit of it just to experience it.
Honestly, last year I played Fallout 3 again. I I enjoyed certain parts of it, but I fell off it really quickly.
Yeah,
Well,
There is a thing about there's a thing about Western RPGs for me. They just don't gel with me like JRPGs do. And that's coming from someone who never used to gel with JRPGs anyway.
I
have tried numerous times for Western RPGs. You know, Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout 3. Like,
but
they just
New
haven't
Vegas,
gelled for me, especially Bethesda games.
I will say what's different about New Vegas. Yeah.
So I was going to say Starfield because I've seen the Star Wars mod for that.
Oh my gosh, the Star Wars mod is
talked
so
about it
amazing.
2 weeks ago, didn't we?
Oh my god. I want
So
it.
beautiful.
But that means having to play Starfield again, and that game sucks.
Yeah, but it's actually got me, I might get it.
But the game sucks.
But what I will say, Pete, the difference between New Vegas and the others, the other modern Fallouts, is that New Vegas...
Please don't say, it's done by Obsidian. I've tried. It's done by Obsidian.
Well, I was going to say
I did the Outer Worlds.
Avalone.
I did Outer Worlds 1 and 2, and they didn't gel with me either.
Well, he didn't do that though.
I don't care.
I'm specifically pointing to Chris Avalone or Avalone or however you say his name. But he's written, what his strength is the companions and story writing.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a narrative heavy RPG, whereas the RPG elements are there, but they're not the significant part. It's the story. It just drives you.
There's a lot of lore to sort of experience with Fallout in general, and that can be overwhelming. But what I like about Vegas, just as a gameplay sort of side, is the clan aspect. As in, you got to get on side with one clan, but then that makes it negative with another.
Yes.
Like there's different plays of that game are always different because it's always
different.
A different way to play it as such.
Yeah.
And I just wish there was a bit more of the clans side in the series because the clans were amazing. The Legion, I love what they did. The Legion is perfect, but
they did do
every other clan. Just nothing, really.
Right, fine. I can buy it for £5.50 on Steam. I might just do it.
Do it.
Pete, and then let us know if you survive the first hour.
Let me. You
can always refund it.
Hang on, wait a second. Let me just check something. Carry on. Wrap up, and I'll get to it.
All right. This is that part of the show where I wrap it up. So, Gawny, where out there?
Oh, God's sakes! It's only playable, not verified.
Oh, Steam Deck. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Oh dear.
God damn it.
Anyway, Gawny, where
They'll probably be alright.
you out there in Neverland?
You can find me on many things. So Gawny778 Google absolutely everything that I've ever done, which is a ridiculous amount of stuff. But currently I stream on YouTube and on Twitch as well under the same moniker. But yeah, I'm mainly on there, and I'm just hanging around in WhatsApp groups, chatting about Sonic the Hedgehog, and then making me want to stream the game for some reason.
Please stream Sonic 06 and tell everyone how terrible that goddamn game is.
It is terrible. Wow, there's a good game in there. If it wasn't for the little massive, terrible load screens and everything else in that game, there is a modded version where they're trying to remake it completely, like a fan-made version.
It's like the recompiled,
there is a fan-made that's supposed to be really good.
It's supposed to be very good. So I might have a look at that. Maybe I'll see if I can try that. Yeah.
No, if you're playing it, you got to play base 06, mate. You got to, and then play recompiled.
I remember when I bought that game for like £1, and I ended up selling it back to game for £2. I was like, I made money on it. I was like.
I sent it in our WhatsApp group, but I'll put it on here just for the sake of it. I rented it from Blockbuster. It was returned 2 hours later because of how bad it was.
Dear.
And it took me 30 minutes to walk home from that Blockbuster and back again. So I played it for an hour basically, and it was like, this is horrendous.
Yeah, it was horrendous what they did with that, and it's annoying because it's essentially.
You ready to get done?
Just the way they did it, it was just there's so many bugs in that game. It's so broken all over the place, but there is a good game in there. It's just surrounded by problems. So
Nana is so sorry. I have to mention this. He said, "Pete, that game is only on PS3 or 360. I don't wish that upon anyone, and the story is shit anyway."
Yeah, the story's terrible, but the
awful.
individual levels are okay.
Just remember,
Well.
Sonic kissed. Oh, a human woman kissed Sonic.
Oh yeah, that was a bit creepy, innit? Yeah.
Oof.
But there's a bit where Shadow kicks Silver in the head, and that's always part, I think. So because I hate Silver.
Yeah, because Silver does suck.
Best cutscene. Anyway, yeah, Gawny 7789 if you want to follow these.
Good God.
On all the stuff. So thanks, guys, and yeah, I'll let me know in your Discord anyway. So come say hi in there.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah. Well, Pete, what about you? Where can they find you?
You can hear me chewing the fat and slagging off Fallout a bit more. No, not really. You can hear me talking about TV and films on the Never Watchers podcast, which is at the Never Watchers on the socials, or at the Never Watchers on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Hopefully at some point YouTube in the future, but we'll discuss that soon. You can also see me on socials, manning the or manhandling or doing nothing with the socials, because I don't, on Twitter and Blue Sky. Just search Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast or RR Radio Pod in those particular places. You can find this here podcast because you're listening to us or watch us live on Twitch, live at twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews, or at Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast on the audio platforms. Kiley, what about you?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/KILEY_WILDE, where I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:30 p.m. UK time. Right now, we're streaming Bending the Ink Machine, which is so much fun. Life is Strange on Wednesday, and Friday is just kind of a toss-up until the end of this month when Requiem comes out.
Yeah.
Which I will be playing. Requiem and First Light 007 will be the new games I play this year.
I'm afraid to say that I will not be streaming, not be watching your Requiem, because I will be playing it myself.
That's okay. Yes, Pete. Nope, not gonna say that. But that does it for us here. Which
crap, that was shorter than normal.
It's because I'm holding these two, and they're very heavy.
She's got her puppies out.
There's a reason to subscribe on Twitch.
There you go. No, can't say that. It's gonna be good. But that just leaves me to say thank you so much to everyone who tuned in and listened and also visited us here at twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews. We will see you and talk to you next week. Bye!
Okie dokie. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast. You can watch the recording of the show live on Twitch every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time at www.twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews. You can also watch the podcast on YouTube, search Rapid Reviews 5534, and you can also watch the video version of the show on Spotify, just search Rapid Reviews Radio. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, a rating, or a comment on this episode. You can also follow us on Twitter at rrradiopod, as well as on Blue Sky at rrradiopodcast.bsky.social. Also be sure to visit rapidreviewsuk.com for all the latest reviews and previews.